Hello, everybody, and welcome back to episode 3 of season 3 of Yakshas. When last we left off, some fuckboy shenanigans had occurred, but more importantly, our crew was coming up on the end of their 2 weeks of downtime. And if I remember right, someone went to get supplies, which they traded their dignity for. Someone went to get connected, which they implicated other people for. I think Indiana went and got a damn drink and traded her dignity for it. There was not a lot of dignity to be had.
Mm-mm.
Oh, I thought you were about to say there wasn't much dignity left, and I was about to say, excuse me.
And then Sin finished turning Set into even more of a robot nightmare. Which the only person who seems to be upset with it is the other robot. So we're going to
Jealous.
maybe.
Maybe.
We're going to start today off in the mess hall. Compared to the old Calliope, which had a very wide, singular mess hall, this Calliope is set up with different ones interspersed together, almost in a dormitory style, where there's a hallway that connects different mess halls, about 6 of them. And each one is set up like you would think of almost like a food court with different food kiosks that are being manned, as well as a central sitting area for people to sit at. You guys are in the main food hall.
Is there? Go ahead. Sorry.
It's early in the morning, or as early as everyone would be awake and going to get breakfast. And I don't think that someone has met Francois. So you're going through the line, and combat team gets basically special privilege to go through the line because you guys are the moneymakers who also are the most likely to die at any given time. So you get to go through the line easy.
Yeah.
And as you go through, you see this huge woman in every aspect of it, including personality. She is probably 6'5", 6'6", well over 300 pounds.
Yeah.
With very nice done blonde hair. This time it's in nice curls. She's wearing a chef's uniform with an apron that is stained in the sense that they have been working all day on food, and the day's just begun.
Mm-hmm.
Her face is done up with nice makeup and everything. And she looks over after having done one of those dainty little, the chef has to taste the food. And looks over and sees you and is like, "Well, I be if it is not the mysterious new member of the team," as she walks over towards you and gives a small bow and is like, "I am Francois Fontaine of the New Orleans Fontaines."
Oh, hi. I'm Min. It's nice to meet you.
"Oh, my darling, the pleasure is mine. I have heard so much of you. I assume all of it to be nothing more than crass rumors."
I mean, up to you. People will believe what they want to believe, and that's totally fine either way.
And she gives a little chuckle deep in her chest, and she's like, "I would not ever besmirch a woman for taking advantage of all of life's fruits."
I think we're gonna be friends. This is nice. You're very nice.
"Honey, a chef must always be nice, for we are the providers of that which gives life. Speaking of which, what is your favorite breakfast?"
Oh, girl, can you make me 2 eggs over medium, 3 pieces of bacon that are soft, not too crispy? I also need 2 sausage links, half a slice of toast, dry, a glass of milk, a mug of black coffee, a wedge of brie, 2 thick slices of Gouda, and a handful of grapes. And maybe half an avocado if you've got it. Is that okay?
She nods, and by the way, did not write any of this down, but it's like, I have Arabican coffee or I have Samoan, and would you prefer black or white or green grapes?
Green grapes and Arabica, please.
No one ever goes for the Samoan. Ah,
Yeah, how about
tasteless.
I'm not is it
Are you
good? Do you like it?
I have always been fond of Samoan coffee, and it is difficult to get in these harsh times.
You know what? I'm gonna appreciate that and also ask for a mug of Samoan coffee as well. Both. Why not?
Would you prefer it in would you prefer it in the normal style, cold brew, Turkish? I can make it in any preparation that you desire.
You can make Turkish coffee.
And she just smiles and leans in a little closer. She's like, honey, there ain't no food or beverage on God's green earth that I can't make.
Yeah, I think I'd like some Turkish coffee as well as the black coffee. You know what? Skip the black coffee. Fuck that coffee. Let's just do the Turkish coffee today. Yes, that'd be cool. Yes,
She
Turkish
just
coffee.
smiles like, I'll be right with you, sugar. She
Okay.
turns around and disappears into the kitchen, and with a surprising speed comes back with your order exactly as you had ordered it, cooked to perfection, and
Oh,
arranged in a style that is befitting of how you would probably. It's set in such a way where it's easier to attack all of this food. It's almost like it's
yeah.
set up like a map for how to get through the meal.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Oh, she's so happy. She's like, "Thank you so much. This looks amazing. Thank you. It's nice to meet you. You're incredible. I like you a lot. This is good. This is good."
The pleasure, once again, is all mine. I
Mm,
did the liberty of providing you with one of the larger trays.
thank you. That might be a thing I'm gonna need pretty often. I eat a lot. Like a lot.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm known
No.
to partake as well.
Mm-hmm. And she'll like wave and like take her shit to
And she waves after and goes, don't be a stranger now, darling.
she does not know how to take this woman. She's gonna be like, sure thing. Let me like, I'm not fucking the cook. Like internally, she's like, don't fuck the cook, don't fuck the cook, don't fuck the cook. Because she wants to get good food and she doesn't want to fuck over the cook. So yeah, she'll find I don't know, an empty spot. Are there any empty spots
Oh,
around?
yeah. It's pretty early, so a lot of the people that are eating here are like night crew is getting their food before they go to bed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But the kitchen or the seating arrangements are lots of long tables with chairs on either side, as well
Cool.
as these dividers that you can pull up if you need to put something out in front of you, like maybe you're working on something and you want some privacy or what
Mm-hmm.
have you. But for the most part,
Cool.
it's like a cafeteria.
Cool. Yeah. She'll find an empty spot and sit down and start just inhaling food as she opens up a book on a tablet to read. Just just shoveling it in. It's fine. She
And
reads.
how's the rest of the crew?
Indy is probably honestly not far behind. She was probably next in line.
And what is Indiana's favorite breakfast?
So here's the thing. As long as, actually not as long as, but for the past like no, for as long as she's been on this ship, Francois has only ever known her to order one thing at breakfast:
Hmm.
a cup of black coffee. So Francois is probably a little surprised today uh, when Indiana comes up, and it's probably the usual, hun, and it's actually surprised me.
I'm shocked and appalled. Has someone replaced my dear sweet Indiana with some sort of fey changeling?
I don't know if the Fae exist, Franny.
Oh,
And if they did, I don't know if they'd replace me. I'm already enough trouble as is.
honey, they are tricksters and rogues to the very last one. They would love to have you amongst their ranks. So she goes back and starts making you some food.
What does she make?
She provides you with a nice big there's a name for it when you make it's like cooked potatoes and greens and chicken with hollandaise sauce, all with cheese on top that's melted onto it, all in like a deep clay bowl.
This sounds so good. I don't know what it's called either, but it sounds so good. She looks at this in front of her. It's probably. How much is there? Because
It's an
Francois
American
has been
serving.
known to. What's that?
It's an American serving.
It's
so
an American
probably too
serving.
much.
Well, that's where it's just Indiana has always been so small, and Francois has probably been trying to fix that forever.
Did you hear
And
that car?
And for once, Indiana doesn't complain. And she takes it and she nods and thank you very much, Francois. I'll let you know how it goes.
I should hope so. If there are any problems, and be it the consistency of the chicken, be it the way in which I cook the potatoes, or even the slightest amount of seasoning I added to the hollandaise, you let me know.
She just nods. I'll do that.
She nods and goes back to work just with this, what a change of scenery won't do for a soul.
Change of scenery. Indiana probably goes and sits across from Min.
Min pulls shoveling fire.
No, I wouldn't. No.
Are you gonna taste what you eat? That's all she has to say.
She will look up from her book, not even realizing you've sat down. Just like, oh, hey, no, it's good. Why? What's wrong? What happened? Most of the food is gone.
Yeah, most of it.
Like it's just,
I was like 3 minutes
machine.
behind you.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, good.
She'll start eating her meal.
And which of the other two is the next one through the line?
Yeah, it's gonna be Howler. He's gonna be enjoying some French toast with some sausage, a glass of orange juice, a glass of grapefruit juice with a teaspoon and 2 sugars, and of course a banana.
Of course, a banana.
Of course.
And she provides all of it too, and she's like, I made sure to find the perfectly ripest of the bunch. Not too ripe to where it gets all mushy and gets one of those, the aftertastes and then the textures that just ruins the experience. Just a little bit of give, but not too much.
You treat me too good. I keep my ears open for when next time you're gonna make your special bread pudding.
You know, it has been quite a time, hasn't it? I shall have
Yes,
to
it
do
has.
that later this evening.
I know someone who's going to be sneaking around the cafeteria a few times this evening then.
She leans forward, she's like, honey, it'll be a miracle if any of it's left for the crew when I'm done.
So he'll take his food and sit down next to Indiana. Hey.
Hello.
Not just coffee today?
No. I missed my midnight snack last night, so I'm a little hungry.
You cost me some money. I never thought you'd be apologizing
What, apologize
again.
to someone?
Oh, well, it was a second apology that day.
Wait, you bet on 2 apologies? That's your fault.
I bet against you apologizing twice. But I guess I was wrong.
Well, you know what they say, a broken clock and all that.
Yeah. Looks like minis, like I do.
she's gotten back to it. She's gotten back to the book. She's just like, morning. Just
What is she
Theo,
reading?
What is she reading? Dune by Frank Herbert.
That's way too fitting.
Uh-oh. Does Howler show up for breakfast?
Sin. Because Howler's right next to
Shit,
you.
Howler. I was thinking Sin. I'm sorry.
2 Howlers appear.
in a fucking set voice. Hello, I have completed my holographic projection device.
Oh God.
No,
I
now
can
you
look
know
like
that there's a
anyone.
barrel full of
Anyone.
monkeys around. They all link arms.
Oh, you're reminding me of those outtakes. Sorry.
Set probably does beat Sin into the mess hall, nearly knocking someone over, zooming by on those little wheels before they convert into feet.
Yeah, Sin drags himself in groggily. Almost looks like he just woke up. He like walks up, just is like the usual, please. Which
And this
will be, it's what he calls raw eggs, but they're not. They're scrambled eggs, just mixed with hot sauce, so they look all
Ooh.
bloody.
ooh.
Can I
And she's
advise where I wanted some Cholula as well? I'm sorry, I forgot hot sauce existed. I got very excited. I'm gonna.
yeah, you could have Cholula.
I would like Cholula.
With ketchup on the side, so you know it.
And
And
this
then-
whole time Set is talking to you. He's like, I think I finally understand the paradox of a god. There is no such thing within a binary creation because we do not possess souls. However, binary has the concept of zero, something that denies the absence of meaning. For humans, it is a god. For us, it is binary. But because
Set.
of your organic. Yes.
It is extremely early, and I think this would be a great time for you to go explain this to Kong because I think he needs to know that this kind of information.
Yes.
Does Howler hear you say that?
Probably.
And you see Set slowly clunking towards you while Francois looks to Sin like,
No, not Howler. I'm sorry, I meant King or the AI.
Yeah, and Howler usually
Oh.
has King in his brain,
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh no.
but
Oh, no.
I forgot he does that. What else? He'd probably just be like, "It's too early for this kind of talk. We'll go over it later when I've woken up and maybe had 6 cups of coffee."
I will make a note of this. And Francois just goes, mm-mm. Is this the equivalent of teenage years?
Maybe. Francois, can you put that? Can you give me like 3 tortillas for all that? I'm making the burritos.
Corn, wheat.
You won't even let her make the burrito.
Wheat. It'll be fine.
Or flour, not wheat.
Or, yeah.
Corn or flour.
Yeah, I assumed.
And she's like, pulls out 3 big, like we're talking big tortillas and puts them on a plate for you.
You're her doll.
The quickest way to anyone is through food.
He just nods with that. He grabs the tray and big old thing. I kind of just like reaches over, like, "Can I just take this whole pot of coffee? I'm gonna need it."
Go for it.
Yeah, takes the whole pot.
As she goes and starts making, like, you see there's like, she's got lots more to work with now. So she's just making an entirely new pot in this like industrial sized coffee machine.
Jesus. How many people are on board?
Thousands, probably.
I was gonna say, because anyway,
This thing probably has a skeleton crew of like 750.
because I want to say we were what 200 on the old Calliope.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, this thing is a small town in and of itself. But Sin, you probably find the rest of the PC members of Combat Team are all at the cool kids table.
Yeah, he plops down next to Min across from Howler.
So, Min, when are you
Sin.
what are you planning to do to get rid of that new nickname you got?
Oh, that's a great question. Yeah, I don't have an answer. I don't know. I don't really care. It's whatever.
Try and do something reckless but not dangerous, okay?
Oh, all the time. It's fine. Everything is fine. We haven't really had a
He'll
chance to
take out
talk.
his basically phone and show a anonymous piece of quote unquote art going around. It looks like the um, poster from a movie, and instead of paranormal activity, it says fuckboy activity.
Oh, that's incredible. She'll be like, "That's cool. Can you send that to me?"
I send it to her.
I'm gonna use that as my fucking screensaver. Like, this shit's clever.
Indiana's probably like looking at across. No, Howler's sitting next to her, so she's looking over at the phone and, huh. I haven't seen Paranormal Activity.
That's an old one. Yeah. Back in 2007.
God, 2007, old.
It's been 29 years. It's 2036. Or no, we rolled over into 2037.
Okay.
It's January of 2037.
Oh, so the same year
30-year-old movie.
as New Amsterdam, huh?
Uh-oh. Man, this year sucks.
Maybe they're the same universe. God, I hope they're not the same universe.
Well, here's the thing. In both of these universes, Africa got fucked over for very different reasons. At least this time it didn't get nuked.
Not yet, but I have a nuke, so we'll see. I'm just kidding. I would never. That's terrible.
What if Min is the one that started the nuke fires?
Oh my god! What a fucking cool idea!
These universes are woefully incompatible.
Very much so.
I only remember one cool mech in New Amsterdam.
I remember that one too.
And I
remember
two
cool ones. The old one and the new one.
Oh, true. I mean, they both committed war crimes.
I mean, mild war crimes.
Min meets Cash.
Ooh,
yeah.
Ooh.
Min would meet Cash, but they would be very not.
I don't think they'd be friends.
I don't think they'd be friends either. No, I think that Min would be friends with Trixie. But that's a different story on a different day. So
Omen. Sin shoots Omen.
It finally happened.
I don't know why. I just feel like I had to shoot him for some reason.
God. No, don't worry about it.
Both Cash and Trixie would probably stay away from Min. Probably.
For good reason.
Yeah, they should. They really should.
But yeah, everything... You guys are going through your breakfast, and it's probably around that time that over the intercom you hear Nicholas say, "Attention, prepare for terrestrial landing.
I'm gonna reach
Landing threads engaged."
What do you think?
Over for that coffee pot. Pour it in my cup.
And there is a bit of a jostle as throughout the ship there's this resounding thump as the treads finally make contact with the land as it pulls the Calliope back onto shore.
Lovely. Shall we go see what we're in for? Actually, Indiana would probably say, lovely. Now let's just wait for... I'm sure the captain is gonna ask us to be briefed. Or whatever. Right on cue?
It's actually a couple hours later. The Calliope needs to get a little further inland.
Hold on. So what time? What time? This is important.
We'll say 11.
Oh, that's lunch. Okay, that's fine.
Lunch is noon, silly.
No, lunch is at 11.
Yeah, you all get a text to go to the bridge. Not the captain's quarters, the bridge.
Well, that's new.
Or
And
not quarters, ready room.
And do you look at men and go, do you want to skip lunch with me and go to this meeting?
Skip lunch is not a phrase that Min believes in. She is actively
Fine.
against
To
skip
go?
lunch. Yes, that'd be fine. Yeah.
I'm assuming that Indiana shows up with like a to-go box, and Min has like a plastic bag full of to-go boxes.
No, lunch is different. Lunch is better. Lunch is a like a Cobb salad and 3 hard-boiled eggs in the Cobb salad, and it's like an avocado ranch dressing, and it's the biggest Cobb salad you've ever seen in your entire fucking life. And there's like bacon and ham and shit and whatever and cheese, and it's wonderful. And then I need like a smaller. I can only hold one thing at a time. I'm just gonna go with the salad. A massive fucking salad.
Jesus. What's the chef special for today?
Lobster
Because
bisque
Indiana is
soup.
going to pass the buck right back to Francois again. Sorry.
Lobster bisque soup
Mm.
with a nice, creamy, perfectly prepared lobster.
I've watched a video of someone like trying to prepare lobster bisque for the first time on their own with only Julia Child's instructions. That was painful. That was incredibly painful.
This is a bit of a flex of her skills as a chef.
Yes.
Granted, she's not the only one that makes this, because obviously she can't cook for that many people on her own, but being head chef, she still is in control of everything.
Can you believe that Julia Child's recipe only calls for the tail of the lobster?
Not the whole thing?
No. Calls for everything. No. Everything except the tail and the claw. And the claws.
Huh.
They're like, yep, you can use that for different things. And I'm like, but then...
Those are the good parts.
But they're like, yeah, that's the point. You're not going to use the good bits of the lobster for a soup.
For soup, yeah.
Well, and also, like, you want to put the soul of the lobster in there, so you want to get like the middle bits. You want to be
exactly.
able to,
they
like,
only want the middle bits.
They just wanted the soul.
just the soul
So,
of the fucking lobster.
Indy will take the soup. She asks Francois, "How good is this to go?"
I'd eat it quickly before it gets cold. It'll get a bit filmy.
So she probably just gets like one of those to-go cups, and she's been eating it on the way there. It's gone. It's probably gone. It was probably it's probably like a pint size bowl, and it's gone.
So
go ahead.
Sin and Howard definitely beat Indiana and Min there.
Yeah.
You need to see that out. There's like a large a lot of windows that form kind of a U shape around the bridge, an observation bridge. And it's 11. It's daytime, but it's dark outside. It's dim. And as you look outside, there's just a haze to everything. And the captain nods to you two as you come in and is like, still waiting for the others, as all the NPC pilots are there too.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like they're taking their time. Looks grouchy almost about it.
Is there a storm coming in?
This is actually the result of a sandstorm gone through a couple days ago. It agitates the xenorite in the area. Black sands, the people here call it.
Maybe Indy and Min get.
Oh yeah, you two walk in like just in time to hear that.
Black sand. Oh. She probably throws her cup and plastic spoon away in the trash can. And that's honestly makes me wish I were back in the Scottish Isles. At least it's green there.
Gowan says, and everyone just kind of nods because it looks eerie and grim outside, and you see nothing. No plant life, no animal life. I mean, obviously, animals would probably be terrified of something like the calliope, but there's nothing. It's barren.
Like a fun time.
And the captain hits a few buttons on a console, and it pulls up this small display on a screen next to you guys of like Angola. She says, "We're here, just north of the border with Namibia. We're in the Namib deserts.
Mm.
Desertification's been a problem in recent years, and let's just say that the Xenorite hasn't exactly helped. But there's a Casbah not far from here.
Are we gonna rock it? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You're under my direct orders not to rock the Casbah, but I am sending you there to make contact with the locals and see if we can't figure out anything about Corson
Okay.
or the Melnamope.
Okay. And you said, what was that other word you said?
Let me make sure I said it right. It's the carrier that you guys were going to also look for as like a side deal.
Right. I wrote it down, but I don't know how to say it.
Melpomene.
Melpomene.
Mm-hmm. Melpomene. Unfortunately, Sybil can't go with you. We're still performing necessary repairs to the Nahawale. That strike it took on Labrador damaged most of the thing's superstructure.
Well, isn't that unfortunate?
Do, do, do,
So that
do.
leaves you, Mer, or Gowan. Someone gonna take offense to the way I said his name?
I think we could probably take Godwin with us. His offensive nature will probably get us shot, but you know, it could be a little fun.
Fuck off.
There we go.
Gives them a wink.
He just rolls his eyes and flips you off.
Excellent.
So, where do we head first?
Well,
The
we gotta go
Calliope is
not.
sorry. The Calliope is too large and conspicuous to go itself. You'll be traveling by mech.
Oh, I love that. That doesn't worry me at all.
We're going to keep as close as we can and keep in contact with you the whole time.
Sure, sure. So, when do we leave?
As soon as you get ready.
Oh, and see, here I was about to wait until noon for lunch, like normal people. She's like, I'm glad I finished that. Looks like Sin and Howler are going to be hungry.
And it's like inhaling the last of the hard-boiled eggs. Just like, I don't even think she chews. She just unhinges her jaw like a snake. Like,
Jesus.
terrible. No, she'd chew it.
The captain just shrugs. It's like, you got it to go, they can get it to go. Then claps Gowan on the back and is like, saddle up, Scotty, you're going with them.
This will be fun. Which mech's yours? Talking to Gowan.
The Green Knight.
Oh yeah? Do you like it?
And Min would recognize that. That is the most obvious thing they could have had because it's a reference to the story, Sir Gawain and the Green Knight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Does it make you happy? Do you like it?
The way I got it doesn't make me happy. Casting side eyes at Indiana.
Are we really going to play this game already?
No, just have to make sure that, we got to bring everyone up to speed on everything. Everyone's got to have some reason to hate each other on this ship.
I don't hate anyone. I understand people might hate me, but
Why do
there's
people want
nothing
to
I
hate
can do
me?
about that.
What did I do to you, Gwen?
Oh, not what you did to me, but let's just say you certainly didn't make nice with our new bosses as he starts to leave.
Okay, that's true.
I mean, to be fair, all the people that hate me aren't on this ship, so.
And then
Like who?
Mur
Oh,
probably clears his throat to get people's attention and is like, there's a lot of Xenorite out in the air right now. If there is any sort of breach to your cockpit, you have to come back immediately. Or find somewhere where you can get to. I don't know if there's caves around here.
Can we
or
take
just
EVA suits?
that might be best. Anything with a closed environment, it won't keep you safe forever. I mean, there's enough Xenorite will start eating away at literally anything. We're already having to think about how we're going to clean the outside of the ship before it starts growing.
Well, that's why we leave the thinking to smart people like you. We just hit stuff.
And I don't know what the locals think about the infected around here, but it might be best if don't mention working with Happy, don't mention working with infected. I don't imagine that there's a lot of bright and happy people around here.
Probably not. So status quo. Just like New York, just like New Orleans, just like the Dominican, just like everywhere else we've been.
It's a little different, though. Those places had functioning governments. Those places had functioning infrastructure.
Did Colombia, though? Because I specifically remember us helping the United Nations and the Colombian government kick the cartel's ass.
You just answered your own question when you said we helped the government.
Yeah, it wasn't much of a government, but I guess.
Just be careful out there. This is wild territory.
Okay.
And then the captain is like, and if you hear anything about the Melpomene, you let me know.
Right. Anything else?
Better start going. Deserts are hot as hell this time of day. Gonna be hard on your mechs. They get just as cold at night.
Alright. Looking at Sin. You going to go get something for the road?
Yeah, of course. I was gonna make the comment. If you're cold, they're cold too.
Put the ice in the deep fryer.
If you're going to the cafeteria, do you think you could pick me up like a turkey sandwich? Would that be okay? Can you do that?
Of course.
Thank you. Turkey, Swiss, lettuce, mayo, and honey mustard. That'd be great. Thank you.
Huh. The Melpomene, huh? Okay.
Yeah. I'm not sure if it'd be Melpomene or Melpomene, however you would say it.
Check the chat. I didn't know. Melpomene.
Melpomene? Well, there you go.
It's like pomegranate. Pomene.
And that's how everyone's been saying I'm just stupid and don't know Greek.
Fine.
It's all Greek to me. Classic,
No, I never.
obvious Shakespeare
I've only looked at the word like once.
Min is probably in like a happy jumpsuit. So she'd change out of that into probably her siren's jumpsuit. Oh no. Oh no.
We lost the important one.
Oh no!
We lost
We lost the important one.
Discord decided to just fucking crash like hard.
I've had that happen a couple times recently too.
This is what you get when your platforms run by furries. Teasing. Don't dox me.
Don't dox me. Oh Jesus! All right, so
Yeah, what's it? All I heard
I was
was
gonna
Min
s-
is in like a.
Oh,
Min is
okay.
in her Happy jumpsuit right now. She wants to change
Yes.
into her Siren's jumpsuit.
Yes.
Perfectly fine.
Okay.
I guess. Indy's gonna go get combat ready, which means grabbing her suit, which I'm assuming we all have EVA suits because we were underwater that one time.
Yeah.
I don't have an EVA suit. I
Well,
mean,
we have
maybe I have a light hard suit. Is that the
flex
same thing?
suit is what would be the gear.
A flex suit.
Yeah. It's a strong base layer suit that recycles water, generates nutrients, and adapts very rapidly to hostile environments, maintaining a stable condition and extended survivability.
Is there something? Do I need to go and change into that, or
We'll
I'd like to
just.
keep the stealth suit if possible. If not, we can.
I
Oh,
would
no,
also say that everyone's
it's,
suit probably has a
Um,
basic level of.
it's not an armor; it's a gear. So you'd wear it under your
Oh,
armor. So you'd wear that plus whatever hard suit, stealth suit.
Well, there's the answer. All right.
Yep. All good.
Okay. Then yeah, absolutely. Yep. And then I gotta go get my sword and my guns
go get my gun.
because someone was so nice. They made me new SMGs before they decided to hate me.
Hmm.
Do you remember that, Sin?
Oh yeah.
It's too bad. We'll never be friends like that again, right?
Not as long as you're fucking my sister.
Are you
Bruh.
ever gonna address that with Indy, or is it just gonna be passive aggressive?
Oh, it's never gonna be addressed. He does not want to talk about his sister's sex life.
Oh no.
Great, but why are you demonizing me for it?
Always got to demonize the other.
The other.
Yeah, it's
the
never
other.
the sister's fault. What are you talking about? Mm-mm.
So, anyway.
So everyone goes to the mech bay and gets all meched up.
Mhm.
How's everyone going about this? Like, how seriously are you taking the warning of potential contamination?
Seriously, having
Very.
having King triple check the all the intake and exhaust vents, making sure there's a very minimal part per million infiltration rate of any outside contaminants. There we go.
Mm-hmm. Most of your mechs have some ability to be the cockpit to be hard sealed into its own sort of atmosphere.
Mhm.
Because you're still going to need intakes and outtakes because something's got to bring oxygen in for the engine and the reactor, or just to help expel heat generated.
It's probably like pressurizing an aircraft. There's a net positive pressure going into the airplane. And
Mhm.
whatever air comes through the intakes for the engine is filtered and then is brought into the cabin. So yeah.
So everyone's taking it pretty
No, yeah,
darn
it's
seriously.
Yeah.
Sure.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Indiana's checking over her suit, checking over Sala, looking at inspection records. She's also got her weapons on the table, probably at the workbench in front of her.
Mm-hmm.
This giant ass sword that is literally taller than she is. It's probably. It's got a holster. It would be on her back. Yeah, it'd be in its holster. And then her SMG that was made by someone who will no longer care for Indiana ever. Are you gonna protect me if I get attacked at least?
Of course. It's not. He does not care for you.
I'm just giving you a hard time. I promise.
Forever.
I'm just
Listen,
giving you a
if
hard
No,
time.
I'm
she
gonna
gets
control
choked
your mech
because
to run in front of everyone.
See, there you go.
if you kill her on purpose, I'm gonna be upset.
Make it look like an accident. Got it, boss.
Woo.
Shit.
All right.
God damn.
Yeah, Min's probably checking over her shit too, and so she's got
Sin's
a comp
also
com.
checking over men's shit.
Are you really? Are you like hanging with me while I'm like working on my
Probably.
shit? Like, why are you hovering, bro? What's up?
Why are you hovering, bro?
Look, I've seen firsthand the stuff the things this stuff can do. I just want to make sure you're fully covered and fully protected.
I appreciate that, but you know, I lived like a whole life outside of us, right? So I've seen it. It's okay. I'm good. Max is fine, right, Max? And like, I've got a ComCon, so Max could say yes or no.
All systems have met with satisfactory safety standards.
Satisfactory safety standards. We're fine.
That's not satisfactory enough for me, but I'll take a look at it when we get back.
Oh,
Okay. And she's gonna plug in her playlist, and the first song on there is gonna be Fasten Your Seatbelts by Pendulum. And it's probably playing in the mech.
And there's a there's a red light start popping up in the hangar bay as all of you saddle up, and Nicholas is like, "Prepare for battle mech departure. All crew, be advised. Hangar doors are opening. Please stand clear." As the
saddle up.
doors come falling forward.
Aw. Think as the mechs start up, Indiana will say the thing that Frank always said and is no longer here to say. All right, Ramblers. Let's ramble.
All of you step out into the darkness. It's a lot like this picture. Eerie, deathly silence. You step out into the sands, and already you're getting alerts about xenorite contamination in the air, switching to internalized oxygen supplies and things like that. And far off into the distance, there are sand dunes. Until you look at some of them a bit more closely. And they aren't sand. They're twisted, jagged, pointed spires of xenorite sticking out of the earth like wounds. And nothing stirs other than the air as you move with these black particulates in it.
Far out can we see?
You have a normal vision, I think, is like what, 20 miles?
Okay.
You can maybe see a mile before the haze of the xenorite is too thick to see through. But it doesn't it doesn't seem to be affecting the sensors on your mechs. They can see through it perfectly fine.
Cool. Wander forward, I guess. Get into the darkness. Hey, how far out is it? How far do we need to go?
About 20 kilometers.
Okay. And how long would it take to get there? Like, for example, my shit only runs at like 3 movement. So am I going to be holding everybody
Yeah,
back?
you and Gawain are both that. You guys are
Kong.
fucking slow. And Kong is... I thought Kong was surprisingly fast for being
No,
so
he's not.
big.
He's 3. He is slow.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
And I need to check the Green Knight, because the Green Knight is either 3 or 2. Because I remember being like, God damn, this thing's slow. Yep, speed 3. So you chunky guys are in the back. And all you
We've
hear
got-
is,
Sorry.
unless you're talking, it's just the heavy thumping and thumping of metal shod feet into the sand.
Oh, I got like EDM running inside my cockpit. I don't give a fuck. I'm just like bouncing, dancing, driving. Everything's a good time.
Oh God. That's how you know the French are coming. They're blaring EDM out of their tanks.
No, it's not blaring out. It's just inside the cockpit because we're not in combat. So it's like for me.
No need to intimidate anybody.
Right. This one's just
I
for
feel
me.
like if we translated these mechs into like fucking D&D combat, Saul is a rogue. Min and Max are definitely a barbarian.
A barbarian
Kong-
bard.
Kong is like a full ass paladin because he's got that holy smite on his shoulder.
Jesus.
This is the judgment of the righteous.
Nice.
And I am fairly certain that Sin is either a Order of the Scribes wizard or like a divine soul sorcerer.
Nice, probably
or
probably
an
wizard.
artificer. Or an
Ooh,
artificer.
Artificer. I was gonna say wizard, but artificer can make sense. If not,
Where
like
Maddie is set.
enchanter. Enchanter
Oh,
wizard would
Maddie.
work too.
Yeah.
That would also work.
So I guess
Something
just-
else.
Go ahead.
And this is probably like as you're stomping along through the sands. And by the way, the ambient temperature is about 120 degrees Fahrenheit outside, even with the sun blocked. Well, it's not fully blocked. You can still see sunlight coming in. It's just hazed.
Probably over general comms. I don't think I'd want to get outside in this anyways. I'd be cooked to a crisp in a minute. Even without the Xenorite.
And almost on cue, not too far from all of you, one of those large xenorite dunes just, there's a snapping and then a crumbling as it falls apart and just puffs into more of this dust.
Like I said, how does anybody survive here?
Sheer dogged determination.
Their lungs probably look like shit. Man, Indy says that to herself. Because her lungs look like shit, and she didn't breathe all this in.
It's almost alien and biological when you look at it.
Considering these rocks came from another planet.
I don't like it.
You know,
No, we're not here to
Yeah,
like
that's-
it.
you know, Shiva having this, it makes you wonder, what if everything out there's like this?
Don't say that, because then my chances... Never mind. Don't think like that. We're here to think the happy thoughts.
I mean, we already
You're
got lizards
kidding.
on the moon.
There
Oh
are
my
no lizards
God.
on the moon. There are no lizards on the moon.
Man's just gonna be like, shut the fuck up, Sin. Like shit.
Then there are no... There might be Confederates on the moon. Oh wait, that was a dream.
Those are
I had
Nazis.
once.
No,
Never
it
mind.
was Nazis, I think. I
No,
think that
no,
was a
no. The
movie.
Confederacy got there first, at least according to the dream I had 2 nights ago.
No,
You see how
everyone
crazy
knows,
that sounds? You see how crazy that sounds? Yeah, that's what I thought.
everyone knows that the British got to the moon first. That's why there's a white flag up there.
You're an idiot.
Oh, no, I thought that was the French. Meanwhile, the French are going, it was one war! It was one war!
By order of the triumvirate, all jokes about French and their one World War loss shall be kept to an appropriate minimum.
Says who?
It's a reference to Rome
Oh, gotcha.
With the king of Judah visiting, all jokes about the Hebrew and their one God we kept to an appropriate minimum.
Minimum. Oh, God.
That reminds me, I still need to see History of the World Part 2.
Hmm. So yeah,
Min internally listening to everybody chatter just thinks to herself, these fucking idiots are gonna get me killed. Like just
Oh.
does not say it out loud though.
We're real fucking badass in combat, though. Just you wait.
Mm.
and the most you see other than sand and xenorite is occasionally like a desiccated corpse of someone who got trapped out in the sandstorm. And all of them are like decked out in gets gear that's been salvaged from other places, but would honestly probably be sealed. But that doesn't save you from howling winds as hard as they probably were, or being lost out in the desert until you just die of thirst.
Oh yeah, did you guys pack water? She would probably say that, like, do you guys pack water?
We should be careful this place doesn't have to have Xenorite kill you.
Oh, it's just the desert. You'll be fine.
That's the point. Have you ever been stranded in the desert? I was once. Mexico.
You gave me a real hard time finding you there. Wasn't until you were in Central America that I finally caught up to you.
Well, yeah, because I still had my helicopter blades. Had those not been fucking sabotaged, I probably would have made it. Well, you probably wouldn't have ambushed me, and I would have gotten away.
Just a quiet laugh. A
Indiana.
quiet laugh in a,
If you haven't figured this
Man
out,
has
then those two have
questions.
history.
I have noticed. I would like to know more about this
Daniel.
history.
What's that about?
We'll talk about it later.
There's just small chuckling. Excuses. I'm just giving you shit.
Just church shit. You know.
Yeah, eventually you see something in the distance coming through the haze until you see what was once probably an old medieval keep of some sort to the people that lived here. A stone building made out of these old red stones, like the mesas of Namib, before it became this blasted sand wasteland. And it's been fortified with piecemeal metal around it, junk turrets, and all sorts of stuff. And it's been turned into a pseudo fortress.
You're like, is there a doorbell?
How big is it compared to Kong and Max?
It's a castle, so it's probably about 100 feet, 150 feet tall at its highest of the keep. And it's big enough you assume it could probably house a couple hundred people. It's absolutely fucking dwarfed by the Calliope, which is why the Calliope didn't show up, because no one's going to trust you guys when they see that big ass thing. They're going to think they're under attack.
We need to go in small. Indiana, you want to play diplomat?
Why do I have to play diplomat? Alright, fine.
Because if you go sneaking around the place, you're most likely going to run into somebody by accidentally stepping on them.
I still fail to see why you're sending me. Is it my charming good looks?
It's because you're very good at convincing people of things that may or may not be to their best interest.
That is hurtful. She says, I volunteer.
Are you saying she's a liar? Because that's pretty
she's
good.
like preparing to EVA.
I want to
And-
go. I want to go.
I want to go out into this hellish
Okay,
nightmare land.
fine. Ladies first.
Well, I've got like a lot of charm, so why not? Like,
Wait, do they not have a comm system that we can radio them with?
You're still a bit too far out to have picked it up on your sensors.
But they can shoot us.
Oh, there are turrets there that you can see the outlines of that are probably like scavenged artillery guns, but you're
So what
not
you're
in
saying-
range of them.
So what you're saying is it would probably be a little too dangerous if we got within sensors. They might shoot
Potentially.
first, ask questions later.
Yeah, you don't know how trigger happy these people are.
Fuck. Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
well, okay, can't sin bounce off of someone else and expand sensors and
No,
then like
I can use their sensor range. So
Okay.
if yours is 15, I can hook up to you and use 15.
okay. I was
Or,
mm,
or if Sin only had some small probes he could send out.
ooh. Ooh.
Well, that's
Cool.
going to be ultimately up to the DM because technically I can only control things up to my sensors.
I'd say that they would be incapable to do anything other than act as a radio tether. If something attacked them, they could not fight back, and you wouldn't even know they're being attacked.
They'd just be a tiny little thing. It's not even going to be a large. Yeah. He'll just be like, hold on. It's like a little tiny piece just comes off of Legion's back and just flies. It's just
And it's a few minutes later before there's a real crackly radio transmission as someone is trying to open base length radio with you. But it's a little garbled with all of the xenorite in the air.
Did we ever decide what the story is and why we're wandering up on these people?
No,
You think maybe we should have one before we start,
I
chatting it up?
figured
with
Why would
people?
we
Indiana's
do
got some
that?
ideas.
Just say we're Yakshas. We're not lying.
True.
Okay.
And it takes a
Yakshas
while
looking for work.
for a message to get back and forth. As you can tell by the static and the shifting sounds that they are trying to sort out the communications. A little bit more difficult since you guys are basically playing phone tag with the drone as the go-between.
Right.
Eventually you get a voice that comes through and it's like, who is this?
This is yeah, we'll just use real names. This is Indiana of the Calliope. We're Yakshas. We've just made landfall and would request permission to enter within fire range. Without getting shot, please. We're looking for work. Maybe something to drink. This damn desert's a hellhole.
And there's a long pause. And then a message comes back. How are you still alive in the Black Sands?
We're in mechs. That's why we don't want to get shot at. They're sealed, after all.
Approach. Weapons disarmed.
Can do.
Sounds like an invitation. Let's let them know we're friendly, folks.
They seem
Real
so
friendly.
inviting.
just start charging your cannon. No.
So yeah, Sala will take the lead if you guys are fine with that.
Fine.
I'll follow.
As you guys
Sala's-
approach this fortress, this impromptu fortress in the middle of the wastes, you start noticing signs of an old battle. Not too old, maybe a couple days. Old vehicles. They're blown out carcasses, half covered by the sand. they've been stripped for all of their useful parts until there's nothing more than just pieces of the structure left, or in some cases, skeletonized bodies from people who, by the looks of it, were killed in fiery explosions. And all of them seem to be these smaller vehicles with no obvious wheels or anything that were moving towards this keep. A few of the larger hulks are still smoldering from their fuel, not having completely burned out.
This is unsettling. But it looks like we were right to ask. Otherwise, there's a good chance we could have ended up like that.
Sometimes you gotta knock light before you walk into somebody's apartment building.
And you do notice immediately when you come into range of these turrets, which are indeed old artillery guns that have been refitted, as they immediately train on and focus, moving slightly to keep track of you as you move. And you can see people on the ramparts. Old tattered cloaks that billow with the slight wind. All of them wearing masks of some sort, some with tubes, some with these massive air canisters on the sides, but all of them are completely head to toe covered and are aiming small arm anti-vehicle weapons, RPGs, the occasional man pad.
That's adorable.
Nobody
their
mentioned Tuscan Raiders.
They do look a bit like that.
I was gonna say they definitely look like what I mean to be asking is do they look like they'd put up much of a fight? At least now that
Considering
we're
all of the
inside the artillery.
there's more and more of these dead vehicles as you get closer. It looks like they would fight you bitterly.
I'm sure, but everybody runs out of ammunition eventually. Sometimes you just need to expedite that process a little bit.
It's hard to tell from this range, but you are starting to pick up on your sensors that are a few signals in there. They are mostly for things like the tracking devices on man pads or artillery pieces. There are a few vehicles in there that must run off of standard combustion engines of some kind, and one thorium reactor.
Too bad we can't make that go critical. Yeah, Rowan teases us with these nuclear reactors everywhere, and we can't make them go critical.
Right.
We can't make them go boom.
But
because they're powered out of thorium.
I don't know what that is.
Thorium is a radioactive material that, unlike uranium, when it starts to hit supercriticality, it shuts its own supercritical state down because it needs a fuel source attached to it to make it go critical, and it will burn away that fuel with its heat.
So what you need is a whole lot of basically accelerant if you want to make it go boom. That's a lot of sabotage.
Or, like Frank did with the ogre, you technically go nuclear when your mechs self-destruct, because you keep that reaction at just the high enough point before the mech explodes that you just add a nice bit of radiation to the explosion.
So, yeah. But are we in? At the doors?
Yeah, they let you up to an area before the same voice that you had been talking to comes over. It's like, that's far enough. Stop.
Yeah. We'd halt, I'm assuming.
Yep.
We ask again, who are you? Why
Like
are
I-
you here?
Hold on. Were we trying to get them to let the Calliope pass by?
You were just trying to get information out of them. What could they know
Oh,
about
okay.
Coruscant or the
Right.
The
The,
Melpomene.
the
Like I
Melpomene?
said, right. Uh, like I said before, we are Yakshas. But we're not really looking for work, like I said. We already have some. We're looking for Coruscant. We know he's here. Not here, but somewhere in this desert.
Why do you
We need
want
to
to
know where
work
he is.
with them?
We have no intention of working with them. They have done us a personal, grievous wrong, and we intend to right that wrong.
Kairos does us no harm. We do Kairos no harm. We don't deal with the ones who have been touched by the Black Sands.
Well,
Is that...
that
No,
being
the infected.
Oh, okay.
right. We mean you no harm. And as a matter of fact, by the time we're done, none of them will think you had anything to do with it.
There's a long silence, and you do see, like, some of the defenders looking amongst each other, but some of them are just dead set on their purpose of keeping an eye on you or keeping weapons trained on you to an
Yeah,
eerie degree.
that's fine.
Before finally there's a sound of a loud metal click, and the doors start to swing open. Come in. Leave those outside.
I'm gonna
Well,
meta hook.
Set and King will keep a good eye on them for us, won't they?
Yep.
On comms.
I'm gonna have set meta hook into Max to extend his scanner range.
Mm-hmm. So you'll have an
So-
additional.
Well, he'll have total
15, I
just the
think.
15. Yeah.
Okay.
Does anyone have higher than 15 sensors? I don't think I found a mech with
No.
higher.
I think
Yeah.
15's the max.
Yeah. That way he can just keep an eye on it.
There's some
Ah.
weird, like, Horus shit that gets, like, absurd sensors, but that's only under certain conditions.
Something
I
I want
else
to
you
say at
noticed.
some point the Pegasus gets, like, 50 sensors. I just don't remember when. But
Probably
anyway.
for its I break the game, I can hit you anywhere for 1 damage, can't be reduced by anything. No, not even other books, not even by the DM. I break real reality.
yeah. Yeah. But that being said, yeah, Indy will cut comms, pat Solace console, unhook, and unseal the cockpit.
And as you guys start to exit, one of the last things you notice on your sensors is that thorium reactor powers down as well.
Noted.
So they're not using it for heat and light, which, given, makes sense, but a weapon, huh? Sounds good.
You guys dismount. You walk into what at one point had been the courtyard to this keep. And they're not being any more hospitable. The rank and file people, and there aren't many here, all have weapons trained on you, and they are in varying degrees of disrepair, and some of them appear to be homemade.
I didn't bring any of my weapons, but I am wearing my lovely assault hard suit, just in case.
Was I
Stealth
not
suit.
supposed to bring weapons?
We're not
Because
wearing it. They said no weapons, didn't they?
Did they?
They
I
said
thought they
no
just-
weapons on your mechs.
Okay, because
Oh.
I'm like, I brought a shotgun and a lot of throwing knives.
That's
Shotgun.
personal protection.
Yeah, but you're also
Didn't
not
you
wearing
know?
an assault suit, so
True. True.
they'll
Huh.
keep
They
their
they
eyes
were
on
more
me, and I'll
worried
be
about
harmless.
they were more worried about things that could punch through these old walls.
Oh,
Like
baby.
a
Have you seen my
Like an
shit?
apocalypse rail.
Exactly.
like an assault greatsword that can cut through mechs.
Or, just like an enormous swinging dick?
Well, you left
With-
that outside. You took
with
that
the
off and left
sword.
it outside.
I did.
With the
I took
sword,
it off.
they still are under the impression that they could gun all of you down before you could stab someone with it.
Oh, well, I was thinking about the walls. I could probably cut through
Mm-mm.
walls with this thing.
'Cause
At
there's
least
probably
according
about
to the
20.
Lancer book. They're like, yep, this thing is meant to cut, like, through mechs.
And you notice that, and all these vehicles are weird. None of them look like a normal vehicle. They're all piecemeal put together from Frankensteined other vehicles that have been Frankensteined into other things. Mad Maxian almost.
That's what I was
But
thinking.
none of them have wheels.
Huh.
They all seem to be some variety of hovercraft.
These are neat.
It's probably necessary.
Wheels would just get stuck in the sand.
And fans would stir up the sand, stir up the xenorite.
And
Technically,
then
I
you
think
notice one more thing. A red mech. Powered down.
What does that look like?
It looks like
red.
it is head to toe red.
Alright.
Like all of its armor is painted red. It has like black underneath for like its joints and stuff, but it is covered in a sand cloak over it that almost gives it a knightly appearance. Knelt down on one knee. Very humanoid looking mech. You can't really tell what weapons it has from this distance and from just a cursory glance.
Looking at it, I looked at Guy one and I'm like, is that a friend of yours?
Piss off.
Would Indy recognize this at all?
Nah.
No, just knightly looking, huh?
At least in this moment. But it also looks very battle worn. Like this is a mech that isn't shiny or new. It is seeing its share of battles.
How big is it?
It's probably somewhere. It's either a size 1 or a size 2. It's hard to tell with it knelt down. Don't worry, you still have the biggest swinging dick.
Good. No, I wasn't concerned about that. I really just needed like a visual. That was all.
You guesstimate when it stands, it's anywhere from 12 to 18 feet tall. So it's either a very, very big 1 or a very small 2.
Does
Before
anybody
you call that a baby, Amy, remember there are 1/2 models.
I know.
That are
I know.
that are basically power armor.
Yeah, I know. Everybody's.
I'm in a 1.
Yeah.
You're a
Sala's a
baby.
1.
Baby. Just a bunch of babies, little baby mechs.
Frank,
running around.
Not Kong.
Yeah, I was gonna say Kong is a size 3.
I'm
just
3
like
Max
inches
is a size 3.
taller.
3
I'm
inches
3
taller.
inches taller. It matters. Fucking matters.
You know-
the size always matters.
Size
antenna.
always matters.
But as you guys walk into the main area of the keep's courtyard, and they have other things. They have small hand generators. They have construction equipment that's been repurposed for things like lighting, and we can only assume to be machining tables in small off areas. What probably at one point was a storage room or the stables to this courtyard have been remade into places where they take metal and reclaim it and make it into other things.
Like crappy cars.
It's like one.
Oh my god, it's a Lada!
Dude, where's my Lada?
Okay, so real talk though. I'm getting us off topic.
Okay.
what is it? Good Luck Charlie. That Disney show that was on when I was a teenager. The Christmas movie of that had one of my favorite explanations of the Yugo ever. Mom, what's a Yugo? Oh, it was a car built 25 years before you were born in a country that no longer exists. Just anyway.
accurate.
God, you could do so much with Yakshas with that. Oh, that was something that was made 30 years ago before you were born in a country that no longer exists.
Oh, no, 30
So
years
many
before
things.
you were born in a country that no longer exists.
Does anybody like meet with us, or are we just wandering?
Yeah, are
through
we
this?
Yeah,
just free to
You guys are being. You have all these people who are trained on you, and then a couple of them walk towards you, and they're like, they just kind of jerk their heads for you to follow. They're very laconic, to say the least.
laconic?
I have
I
to look
see.
up that fucking word. Hold on. Okay.
English major here. Master of English here.
Dumb bitch here. We'll continue to look up all the big words you use and then attempt to use them later in sentences. That's my favorite part. I do like a good $12 word though.
Laconic basically means very. You don't talk much, only when it's necessary. You make it count. Someone like Gideon would be laconic with their words. There was like an example. It's called laconic because of the Spartans. There was an example where this Greek or this Athenian made a speech that was like 10 minutes long, making them surrender, and ended with something if, and it was like blah blah blah.
Oh,
If the
that I
Spartans
know this
something or
story.
other, and then
If we were to
the
come into
Spartans.
your, if we
Yeah,
were to come
if we
to
were
your
to come in,
country with our troops, we would mow you down and defeat you easily. And the response was,
if
If
I
that's
love
fucking
that.
good.
The Spartans were so mean.
Oh, my favorite kind of mean. Like no, so good.
or when the Germans tried to demand the Americans surrender at the Battle of the Bulge, and they got one word reply: nuts.
Nuts.
Yeah, you get led into the keep, and then down and down and down into the deep. Who knows what we'll find beneath?
Stop it.
They were dwarves the whole time.
Oh god.
You owe me a Coke.
I said it first.
You guys get down there, and these sub-basements of the sub-basements have been hand dug out. These are not part of the original castle. They've been made before, or well, after then. They're spacious enough for people to go, you could maybe fit 2 people in these hallways, standing side by side. They're more like small tunnels lit by the occasional light strung along the ceiling.
Are they 10 feet wide?
Yeah.
Okay.
If we're going by D&D terms, they're 10 feet wide.
Oh, are you a GM that lets 10-foot wide caves? Guess what? I want to play in all your fucking campaigns.
I didn't ask you how wide the caves were. I said I wanted to pass Fireball.
I said I wanted to be a giant dog. Fuck.
And you notice that you picked up 2 behind you, following, keeping you between them before they lead you to a wide amphitheater of some variety.
Yeah, I want to read the situation and see if we're walking directly into a trap.
Can I help with that since I also have that? How does that work?
You do your roll, and if I think it's good enough, I'll give him an accuracy.
Oh, hang on. I guess I have to pop my shit back in. Hold on.
So, by the way, is this place sealed, or should we keep our masks on?
I'm keeping my mask on.
It's not sealed in the traditional sense, but it's so far down that it would probably be safe from Xenorite for a very long time.
Does a 15 give him advantage?
I'll say so, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, inaccuracy gives him a 1d6 that he can add to the roll.
Mm.
Ooh!
Damn.
Goddamn!
Ooh, I like point a thing out to you and you know more things than me. Tell me all the things you know.
So, Howler, you are a super soldier at the end of the day, and you're a super soldier who is trained to be a military commander, a battlefield commander.
Yep.
And one of the things a good commander needs to be able to do is look at a situation and have a gut reaction, jerk response that is good. And what you notice is this kind of austere, quiet, threatening aura that they're trying to give off is very obviously intimidation. They're scared of you. They're scared of strangers. You're an unknown value to them. And as you enter into this antechamber, it seems to be a place where they feel comfortable enough that some of them aren't wearing their helmets or their masks. Everyone is viewing you suspiciously, but they don't have an immediate intention to hurt you. But they are on guard.
I will lean down him in. Don't worry, kid. They're more afraid of you than you are of them.
Thanks, sister.
I'd be more afraid of men.
And one
Damn.
of them, a man standing towards the middle of the room, dark skin, beard that looks like it had been a couple days ago, roughly shaved, probably with just like, taking a knife and trying to trim down a beard, roughly cut hair the same way, looks haggard. No one here looks like they live easy.
Like Merlin Haggard? I'm joking. Sorry. Merlin Haggard. Anyway.
Everyone here looks world worn, but none of them look infected. They just have this tired look to their eyes, a sort of bloodshotness to them, a sunken in part of their eyes that they don't sleep well. None of them are built particularly like they are getting the best food. But they all look healthy enough to still carry a gun, which makes them just enough of a threat. And there's a woman in the room as well, standing just off to the side, watching all of this, who is very different. She's wearing what you would recognize as a pilot's suit, with a long, tattered black trench coat thrown over top of it, milky gray eyes, white hair, pale skin.
I want to look
And she's
over
just
to her.
watching you.
I want to look over to her and just be like, "Hey, do you drive the beast outside?"
Give me another read a situation, or something where you're trying to read a person.
Which one of us?
Well,
Anyone could. If you're focusing on the
I-
pilot.
I have
Yeah.
charm that's convince a receptive audience or use leverage to get your way, but I don't think that would work, would it?
Not in this case.
Okay.
Damn.
Let's see here.
Trash.
Mint's just like pretty girl.
I'm not. Well, I mean, not really. I'm mostly just curious. I swear.
Well, I don't really have anything, so I'll just roll a d20. Ugh.
You still did better than Min.
I guess if we're all trying, I'm gonna try to stay cool around this pretty girl.
He did. He did say. He did say anybody.
We just look at Sin, and underneath the helmet, we hear neuron activated.
Ooh, I like your
I
dice.
say pretty cool.
Yeah, you're all right. The fact you're in the suit helps.
Yeah.
You're hard to read in it. But John, there's a deadness to her eyes. You can tell that she's seen some shit, and she's frighteningly smart, and is just watching you with this kind of not predatory, but almost predatory look.
Great, in Indiana, except this one I don't control. Fuck.
But the one that you had talked to is like, you called yourselves the Ramblers, said you're here to fight Corson.
That would be correct.
And why should we help you?
Because Corson is going to make your way of life untenable, whether you want it to or not.
Not that you guys are living super great right now, I'm sure.
Gawain just lightly kicks you in the back of the leg like a shut up. We don't live easy, but we live. That's all that matters.
For now,
Kairos has never harmed us. We've
yet,
never harmed Kairos.
you may
Was
not get the
Kairos
opportunity
driving
to.
those vehicles outside?
No.
Where'd those come from?
Raiders.
Oh.
The fact of the matter is, as much as you think they're going to leave you alone, at some point they won't. Ask me how I know.
She says same thing.
Who is she?
She just stares at you and says, call me Ravana.
Ravana. As I'm sure you're already aware, my name is Indiana.
I have been listening.
Hmm.
I want to help you.
I hope you do.
And what
Because
do
we're
you-
also looking for a ship.
A ship.
The Melpomene, I believe.
Melpomene, was it?
Elpomene, sorry, yeah.
Melpomene.
I was
The
thinking.
Melanie?
Melpomene.
The Mel.
Oh,
The Mel.
Melanie? The Mel. Ooh.
Oh no, not Melamy.
I know I said Melanie.
The Malamar.
Oh.
the yeah. No. Yep, the Elpomene.
The El
We're
Camaro.
looking for a ship, the Elpomene.
The El Camino.
There's no ships named that come through here. No ships come through here.
She disappeared years ago. On the brink of the crisis. The beginning of, well, the end.
The Sands have probably taken it.
It's a
We
lot to
need to
take.
find it. Don't have much choice. We need to find it.
I mean, we just would like to know what happened to it, honestly.
He seems to be thinking as you're all talking. Another person walks over. Can't read their lips. They still have their mask on, their gas mask on. Talking to him in a hushed tone. He nods. He's like, we could help you. Not for free.
I was going to ask, what's your price?
There's an old city, pre-Shiva, not far from here. The scavengers live in it.
And what would you like us to do?
Kill them all.
How many are there?
Enough to where they keep coming every night.
Now, is it just raiders or are there other people there?
The raiders go to other fortresses. Maybe work with Kairos. We don't know. They kidnap people, give them choice, work or die. These deserts are harsh. People will work for anyone if it means that they can eat and sleep.
So we take care of your problem. You tell us who the Elpomene is.
We help you find
Elpomene.
it.
And
Good.
Corson.
And you let us take care of Corson. You point us the way.
We know where Corson is. 4
Where
of
does
you,
this camp?
or half a day.
Okay.
difficult to get there now. The black sands won't settle for another day or two.
Well, then we have time to prep, I guess. Give us the location to this camp and we'll see what we can do.
He nods and is like, 5 of you. And then gets interrupted by Ravana. Says, 6. I'll help you. One condition.
Name your price.
You take me with you to this mystery ship, and I get to help you kill Corson.
What
What?
what
What
business do
do
you
you-
have with Corson?
All infected have business with Kairos, whether they like it or not.
Indiana would definitely nod at that. Yes,
And
you're right.
this guy clearly does not seem to like her, but nods and says, this one is touched by the black sands.
This
But
one
she is
knows what she's
useful.
talking about.
Corson made an enemy of me, and I intend to pay him back in full.
The enemy of my enemy.
She nods. And then, with his helmet on, Gawain goes over just your guys' comms. Says,
Mhm.
do we really want to trust a complete and total stranger just because we want to cop the same guy?
Don't have
Well,
a choice.
and there's 5 of us,
The enemy
not
of my
her.
enemy is my tool.
If you think about it like that way, then every person becomes a tool. Be careful, Howler.
Yeah. Just almost under the breath, but still coming through comms. You learned that from experience, huh?
If you
Beat
want
me
to
to
argue
it.
with me,
Wow.
if you want to argue with me, we can do it later.
You can't see it, but I'm winking through the helmet.
Do you say that?
Like Indiana is
Yes,
like
he does say
has
that
been.
over.
God, I know Indiana has been like waiting for like to be given shit by a bunch of people.
But
Like
she's been
the
given shit by
captain's
a bunch of
giving her
people
shit.
already today.
She's what now?
She's been given shit a couple times today already.
Yep. And she's just like, yep, this is what I deserve. So
Don't worry, Indiana.
Here
At
we
least
are.
you don't have a sister that within almost one day of being on the ship with you has suddenly become the rumored fuck boy.
rumored.
The
fuck boy,
rumored
that's right.
fuckboy.
It's not rumored, sir. It is canon, motherfucker.
I reach into like a pocket and I pull out like whatever that thing that Howler had.
Fuck boy.
Fuckboy
Yeah,
activity.
fuck boy
activity.
activity little poster thing.
It is
There
the
is a bit of
screensaver
The funniest
of
thing
my
is the poster
phone.
for that movie is the video shot of a couple in bed.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, no, it's the screensaver of my phone. Like
There
whatever
is a
like
bit
device I have, just like
of a
yeah, this
KG
one.
reaction when you reach for something in your pocket as everyone's like, you
Oh,
know,
it's
We should
but the guy
can
holds
come
up his
along.
hand and they stop.
right. Because we're all having this conversation
conversation
privately.
silently.
All they saw was everyone got quiet for a little bit. Then someone reached for their pocket. They're like, "Oh, she's got a gun."
And pulls out a poster that says "fuck boy activity."
If they can read
Is it like
English,
is it a
Fair.
paper? Is it actual paper?
Yeah.
Oh, she's gonna be like, can I have that? I'm gonna use it as a bookmark. Can I have it? I'll put
I
it
don't
up in
want anything to
notes.
do with it.
Indiana will speak out loud to the group. Then, these scavengers, do we go before nightfall?
they already struck today. You're safe
What
here for now.
what time do they
Then
usually
we may stay
strike?
the night? Oh,
Just before dawn.
Okay.
So do we go while they're prepping or wait until tomorrow?
Best place to go would be to the last village they hit. We can protect ourselves here for now, but we're running out of ammunition. We take what we can, but destroying their vehicles usually destroys their ammunition.
Noted. Indiana has no desire to try and save any ammunition for these people.
Oh no, and
That's a
he's
lot
not
of
saying
fucking
get
work that
us
they're not going to pay us
some.
for.
He's more saying, hey, we're fine for now,
Right.
but the reason we need your help is we are on a clock.
Yeah. So, what time of day is it right now?
By now, early afternoon.
Okay. Do we get there by nightfall and have a little night fight, or do we wait until they come back tomorrow morning and crush them?
Leave now. If they know that you're helping us, they'll know to look out for you. They'll go to ground, find somewhere else to hide.
That's fair.
Then we leave
Makes
now. How
sense.
far?
Ravana will take you. Oh, and I could share.
All right, mystery lady,
Yes.
lead the way.
Because someone was like, oh, I'm going to generate your NPC. Well, here she is.
I just like generating based off the description you give. Hey.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Oh my God, she's hot. Men.
You want to see
Hold
this
on.
cool poster they made of me?
Look, she's not. What was it? She's not a brunette.
That's just a bonus.
Yeah, and her hair is. As she walks by you, and it's like, we go now. There's just no color to her anymore. Everything just looks grayed out.
She's pretty heavily infected, huh?
Or it's
Indiana
at
would
least
know the
affected her
signs.
like that. For some people, it like Zeminiar and Vazico, people will lose all of the pigment to their hair, their eyes, their skin. Or in Vazico's case, kind of turn this almost sickly gray green.
Okay. Well.
Are we gonna go back to the mechs and start
Yes.
traveling?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They basically are saying, hey, the best place for you to start your investigation or to just go somewhere, get set up, and then hit them would be the last village they hit.
Mm-hmm. I like it. I like it.
I love it. I want some more of it.
I do. Anyways.
And they take you
Where we
back
going?
up above ground. Everyone reseals, including Ravana, who puts on a helmet. Because just because you're infected now doesn't mean you want to be more infected.
Is it cumulative?
Yes, it is.
Ugh, gross.
Yep.
Nobody wants double space cancer.
No, thank
Why
you.
does Mom let you have 2 space cancers?
I hate everything about this, you guys.
But she mounts up into her mech, and as it starts up, it just reaches and pulls this cloak kind of just off to the side. But for extra edgy factor, pulls up, and it's actually part hood as well.
Hot.
So it's like a hooded cloak that she pulls forward to drape it over the whole of the mech when it sits down as kind of a sand trap, or something to keep the sand from touching it.
All right, we'll meet you outside.
She just the mech seems to nod its head and ka-chung, ka-chung, ka-chung.
Indiana just gives Amanda a look like she's hot, and then Indiana leaves.
Oh, and you get the same look back. You're just, it's that knowing look of like, yeah, that's yeah, that's pretty cool.
Meanwhile, Howler and Sin, Colin leans down next to you too and goes, "She's gonna fucking kill us. Guarantee it. She's gonna try. Who
Then
the
I
fuck puts
expect
a hood on a mech?"
she's got. So then. He's saying this through comms. He's saying this through
Yeah.
comms. So he gets Indiana on the fucking comms going, "That's why you're there, to watch my back, remember? Or have you forgotten?"
Wait, just your back specifically? Is that like a thing? Do you guys have like
No.
a thing? What kind of thing do you guys
God,
have?
no. Gog me.
No, I usually just say that's because his mech is too fucking slow to keep up.
Low
Fast as
blow,
your
buddy.
girlfriends.
Low blow. Yeah, like just. uh, Also, that's not a word I like to use. Labels aren't a thing.
Which
Get
one?
out.
Girlfriend.
Girlfriend.
Yeah, no, this is friends with benefits.
He's not
if
into
anything.
labels.
Not into labels.
If
She
anything,
enjoys being
this is
called a
friends with
fuckboy. That's a
benefits.
label.
That's a great label. That's a badge
That's
of
a
fucking
title.
honor. That's a title. Yes. It's a fucking title.
Yeah. She's waiting for you guys by your mechs and seems to be inspecting them.
Oh.
Yep.
I'm gonna climb up my boy.
And the hatch opens and you get a "Welcome home, Captain."
Oh, hi. It's nice to see you. How is everything? Gross outside?
Xenorite levels have fallen. Somewhat.
Neat.
I
Maybe
grab
one
my
day I
drone
can
and get
visit.
flown in.
And then it drops you off and then reattaches itself to wherever it came from.
Yep.
That's so clever. Can you do one for me? I just need one drone. Just one. And not for anything, just to like get
You
me
guys
in
do
and out
have
of
a. Oh, I was gonna say, you guys do have drones that you can bring with you as equipment. Those little Cerberus drones, which are basically just bigger Boston Dynamics robots, but they have missile pods on their backs.
So cute. Oh my god, I love it.
Yeah,
Okay.
you guys get settled in, and then there's on your data link where all of you hook up together to give each other targeting solutions, comms, things like that. There's a request to join the data link from Ravana's Matt.
Min's gonna be like, do we add her to our group chat?
The psychic Facebook chat.
Yep.
That's
Nah, Indy's already added her.
Shit.
Facebook.
Indy's are.
She's so
Oh no! The group
hot.
chat. The group chat. No, the group. I thought you were talking like that data link. That's fine.
has been
Yeah,
added to the group chat. No history has been shared.
Yeah, this is just like she's linked up with you guys now. So like on your HUDs, her mech is now outlined in green IFFs and things like that, and you can hear each other over comms.
Does it have a
Right.
name on there for the mech?
Yeah.
Good
what is
question.
The Rakshasha.
That's exactly what I was thinking, man.
It's all red and it's in a desert.
the name?
And
I
it's
have
probably
no
called.
clue.
It's probably just called the Mask. MASQUE,
Ah. Let's get
which
up
is
all
another
French.
literary reference.
Yeah,
Mhm.
from the mask. Hit me.
Oh god.
Mask
They
of the
called me
Red Death.
Cuban Pete.
I think Max will probably shake off Legion's like tether. like stop.
Well,
No,
Metatether,
it's
I
fine.
think, is it's like software bullshit.
Oh, okay.
It's like But then again, according to fucking Edge Runners, Adam Smasher can literally grab someone's fucking quick hacks.
I mean, yeah, and it's fucking cool. Not edgy at all. Stop picking on a show I like. I'm joking.
I like it too. I still think Adam Smasher's kind of dumb. In a cool way.
No, he's
Just a
not
big
dumb.
guy.
He can just do
Who the
everything
fuck
can
are
do.
you?
Mhm.
Kill them, Adam Smasher! Kill them! Who the fuck are you? Still my favorite line.
Who? Fuck, who are you? I mean,
But yeah, Ravana speaks and he's like, impressive little group you got here.
Uh-huh.
we've been working on it.
She says nothing else. She
Yep.
just turns and starts leading you deeper into the desert.
God
Everyone-
damn.
Probably. And you'd probably try and strike up a conversation. So, they're not big fans of yours, huh?
Who?
You. They, as in the people you work for? Or are sheltering with?
Them? Means to an end. I used to have my own Yaksha team.
Really? What happened to them?
Same thing that happens to everyone else who doesn't have a team anymore.
Oh, did you know?
No. Down,
Everyone
fuckboy.
but you, Min. I actually private link over to Min. I'm just like,
Don't say it.
don't. No, it's gonna be. It's gonna be just like a. That's gonna be a no touch. She's probably heavily infected. No touch.
So-
offended.
Have you considered working with another team?
Oh god damn it.
Maybe.
Really? One that doesn't mind infected?
Maybe. The exact same tone, exact same everything.
What's the maybe depend on?
Whether or not we get through this alive. And her mech does stop long enough to kind of turn towards yours. And she's like, I don't know anything about you other than what everyone else already knows about the Ramblers.
What exactly
Wait,
do they know?
what do they know?
You guys are the heroes of DC.
We weren't heroes, not that day.
We were just
You're also
there.
missing someone from all the VODs.
They're not here anymore. Let's not talk about it.
Says nothing, continues to walk. If we get through this, I'll think about it.
Well, at least you know we're not your enemies.
For now.
Does
Did
Min
you
really
say
that
that?
out loud?
No. I will again private message Sin after you say that and be like, for now.
What do you want with the ship, the Melpomene?
She disappeared under mysterious circumstances 30 years ago. We want to know why.
Curious, just
I
for
believe
old
that's-
time's sake?
I believe that is actually the party line here. That is,
Yeah,
we are
that is,
genuinely
because-
curious. Yeah.
The captain's like, why did it? Because, like, it was doing humanitarian work right after Shiva hit. All of the Leviathan types were. And then it just ghosted and started making a dead sprint west. And then disappeared.
We also owned a Leviathan class cruiser. Needless to say, we were curious.
Calliope. What do you mean owned?
She didn't make it.
Did you walk all the way here? I'll go
I don't know.
says
Does
the
that make-
Calliope.
I don't know, does that make us sound more mysterious?
Be dumb to walk all the way here. You could just
Maybe.
hire out a transport. There are
Maybe I
people
am
dumb
dumb.
enough to come here. Maybe I am dumb. She glances over at you and goes, dumb people get killed out here in the desert. If you are, I'd at least act smart.
Well, I haven't died yet.
Yet.
It's always yet.
Howler, you get a private line from Gawain who's like, I'm just saying, so many red flags.
I'll
With
sit
who?
back. An entire red mech full of flags.
Aye, that's one of them.
I was gonna say, who are you talking about? Her or Indiana? Like,
Both
yeah,
could be,
that's fair.
but definitely Ravana.
It's too late not to ignore Indiana's red flags.
Well, we're a little stuck with Indiana now.
Are you? I mean, the captain could always change her fucking mind and throw her overboard.
Literally. Just pick her up and huck her like a football. Probably could. She's so small.
She is so small.
Dwarf tossing. I can't make the jump, you'll have to toss me.
That look is Amy thinking men's only 5'3", so
Still taller. But
that 3 inches
It's
really does
always
make a
3
difference, huh?
inches. Those 3 inches fucking matter.
So
it probably gets quiet for a little bit, and it's probably almost the start of the evening. The sun gets lower, and everything takes on an even more strange alien quality as the oranges and the reds of a setting sun start to filter in and out through the haze and the sand and the xenorite, bathing everything in these otherworldly colors and lengthening the shadows, putting each of you under one of this gargantuan xenorite spire. It looks like a skyscraper, visible for miles as you approach this, what at one point looked like it had been just a hovel village, painstakingly built into the sands by people who could not find a more protected space. But all that's left now is the frames of buildings that stick out of the ground like bony fingers, burned black as the xenorite, and corpses.
Fresh corpses?
Dead for a few days. But
Look like they
all
lived
of
here.
them, yeah, they all look like they were people from here, and it also looks like they were made examples of.
Cool.
The whole we'll throw all of you on spikes kind of thing.
Sympathy gone.
Raiders.
Not for them, but for the people
Post-apocalypse
we're about to
raiders.
kill.
Does anyone ever have sympathy for the fucking raiders and things like
Well,
Fallout?
it could be like a necessity thing that they were raiding, and maybe they weren't
no,
hurting
you
other
don't
people.
understand, Mom. I had to put his head on a spike.
It was for intimidation.
That's where you
I
go.
had a plan.
I had a plan. Oh, now you sound like Lucky. I had a plan. What happened?
You fucking idiots! My plan.
Cachette, Poindexter, Trinix, Cash, and Scene got a hold of it. All 5 of you. I can't blame any one of you. You take turns.
Yes, we do.
At least Cachette broke the plan by going, I'm killing Nazis. Can't be my friend unless you killed 50 Nazis.
Not men. Cash just made alliances with like a vice. It's no big thing. Whatever.
Yeah,
Oh,
Cash made
AI.
really stupid alliances.
It wasn't stupid. I made so much money, and it
So
worked out really well.
Hey, Shemaya, you were fucked.
I mean,
Yeah,
Or Sweet
don't-
Shemaya.
Zween.
Don't zuck the Zween.
Yeah,
That ain't
you.
bad.
That was bad. But what also is
No,
bad is the
it'll
state
end
of this
poorly.
village. And Ravana and the mask just stop before the village, and she's like, this was a couple days ago. They didn't stand a chance.
What are they? They have mechs? Just vehicles?
Both. Usually they only send out their sand skimmers. Dozens of them. At least when they want to attack something fortified. They try to overwhelm them with numbers.
So, how many are at the camp while they're attacking? Is that a number
Don't.
that you would know? Mm.
I
Okay.
know that every time they've seen my mech, they've moved to a different burned out town. They don't
Mm,
stay in one place if they feel like there's a threat.
got it.
Say what you want about them. They're smart.
Oh, no doubt. They've stayed alive this long.
Also, I'm gonna be meta tethered to Max again because I want those 15 range.
To walk away from you on purpose.
Oh. I'm literally using it for the range because I'm scanning the environment.
My brother's holding my hand the entire time.
God.
So would it
Well,
be
look.
best if we surround them, give them no options of what places to run?
We could do that. We could try just a full-on frontal assault. I doubt that they have anything that could stop our mechs.
Hmm.
Kong could always just erase it.
Nuking a city just means the roaches survive.
Go in with a can of raid afterward. That's what we're here for.
Or we go in. If they try to flee, we just let Kong charge up, take them out from a distance after they're out of the city.
Because negotiation isn't an option here. They want him dead.
Then
Yeah,
I don't think there's a
negotiation's not one of my
negotiating
odds.
type. They tend to seem to negotiate by sticking a stick up your butt.
This
Oh,
is what
shit.
happens when they didn't give them what they wanted. They go village to village, demanding things like spare parts, food, water. They steal all of the able-bodied men, turn them into more raiders. They
How do
promise to
they-
protect the village.
Right. Pay us and we'll protect you. Yeah, I got it. When can we go and start picking them off?
Leave that to you, Yakshas. We could go now, try and hit them. We could wait until nightfall, try and strike them while they're out. Wait until it's almost dawn, see if they leave to go attack the Casbah again.
I'd rather catch them as soon as possible. Gives us time to get somewhere else.
Okay. I'm fine with whatever you guys want to do.
Gives less
Don't
of a
have to do
problem
it
to the
dumb
Casbah.
first.
They'll be more likely to give up more information.
Say that again, sorry.
Well, the Casbah would be grateful to not have another attack happen tonight.
That's right. We should do it as soon as possible. Give us justice. Would it be beneficial for some scouting before we did this?
Yes.
That's the idea, is she then looks and says, the one difficulty is we don't know where in the city ruins they are. There's only maybe
Well-
a couple hundred of them total. There's a lot of places to hide.
I have a stealth suit. Let me take care of that.
Indiana's going to be a little more obvious. You're walking on sand, so be careful.
I'm hoping
What?
that the city is hard-packed dirt.
She
Well-
says like something about the sand, and then Ravana goes, "No, she just has to do the Fremen walk. She'll be fine."
The fucking sand walk.
I
Without
don't
rhythm.
unfortunately get that one.
It's a reference to
Oh.
Dune. There's a
I know,
specific.
but I don't. Yeah, I don't know
The
what that's supposed to
Fremen
look
don't
like though.
walk with a rhythmic pattern. They walk in like a weird, goofy pattern so that they
Because
don't
You take a
upset the
step,
sand.
you slide to the left, you take
Mhm.
another step, and then you step back. If you walk like a normal person, the worms will feel it.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And the worms, even as big as they are, will eat just one person because they're attracted to the rhythmic motion.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they go after all of those sand crawlers.
Mm-hmm. What was it?
Okay.
Shah Halud? Is that what they're called?
The Shai
Chai
Halud.
Halud.
Mhm.
Shah
Yes.
Halud. Fucking love. Wow, poignant. Reading the fucking book. All right, let's
Yeah,
fucking
that's
go.
why I was like,
I know. I was
and
like,
that's
holy shit.
and that's why I made Ravana reference it. Is that is literally the book that Min's been reading.
Oh shit. Oh shit. You. I love you. I love you so.
Sin,
So
you got some transponders so Indiana can mark the buildings with the biggest populations.
They're a little big, but she can probably carry a few of them. These
Yeah.
are things that you throw. These are things I throw with a mask in order to hit something like a mech and track it back.
I can do that. Sorry, Min. I'm gonna have to do this by myself.
oh, have fun. I'm gonna talk to our new
Read the
friend
book.
about. I want to talk to
Mhm.
our new friend about Dune. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
And as she's getting ready, she kneels down the mask and pulls the sand cloak over, hopping out, both to hand off those transponders to you. And then she just looks
Mhm.
around and is like, I'm taking these people down. They're dead, but they don't need to stay like this.
Hmm. How long have you been infected?
As
Privately,
long as I
you
can
know.
remember.
How old does she look?
20s, mid-20s maybe.
Are you sure? You don't seem. The long timers I know are usually pretty rough.
Like Corson.
Yes, like Corson.
My father took care of me. Well, after my parents died, the man that took me in took care of me.
Took care. How exactly?
He knew just enough about medicine and had a few contacts.
Does that sound plausible?
Yeah,
Okay.
there are plenty of infected who are like. I mean, you even saw in New York that there were infected clinics.
We just talked about like 15 years or more is a very long time. Corson's
And
had it about since Shiva, and he is falling the fuck apart.
and you also don't know she could have cybernetics.
Mm.
Sometimes having heavily infected body parts replaced can help. And also,
Like Rabbit
one of the
Boy.
one of the terrifying things about the infection is it works differently on different people almost. Some people die in a few months of exposure. Some people just don't die. Like Merce had it for like 13, 14 years.
Mm-hmm.
He's bad. Like he might die in a few years.
Mm-hmm. And once that happens, well, everyone else on that ship isn't too far behind.
It's one of the many, many terrors of Xenorite is no one knows how it works. No one knows why it works. No one can even really say that it works in a particular way.
Indy would go, look, I understand what you're going through. Making it very obvious what the undertone is.
Mm-hmm.
You should come with us. I know you said you'd think about it, but after this is over, we have better care we can afford. And after Corson, we don't stop here. We keep going. All the way to the top.
If there's one thing my father taught me, she says as she goes over to one of these spikes and demonstrates a lot of strength as she just cracks it. letting it fall over. Yeah, it's not great. The corpse just kind of off to the side, but at least it's down. And she's like, you don't trust people in this world. And you're putting an awful lot of trust in someone that you barely know.
Because if I can prove that I trust, I can't make you trust anyone. I can't make you trust me or anyone else on this ship. Just giving you options. That's the best I can do.
I'm more worried. And she just kind of looks away. She's like, why would you let me onto the ship? You're putting a lot of people at risk.
There are more than just me on board. The doctor, a lot of other people.
I'm not even talking about the infection. You don't know me.
We'll swap stories another time, she says, turning, heading towards the desert. But the edgy, you don't know me stuff doesn't fly here. Everybody's got a past. We used to say, she says, probably turning face over her shoulder, that as long as you didn't drag it aboard the ship, you were just fine. But I've broken that rule so many times, I don't think we keep track anymore. As long as you don't mean the crew harm, you're welcome.
Noted.
And she heads to this base.
And while you do that, does anyone help Ravana?
I will.
Yeah,
I will
I'll
do
help
it.
with Ravana.
What was she doing
Yeah,
again?
Getting the
She's
corpses
getting
off the
people off of
hooks.
the poles and shit.
Hmm.
yeah.
Oh,
Ew.
I'll send out some. So I forgot I had one extra system point hanging around, so I gave Legion uh manipulators. So yeah, he would send out little hands that would just like grab bodies and start slowly lifting them off and laying them down.
Yeah, and they're dead long enough in the desert that they're pretty desiccated. All shriveled up husks.
And at some point when it feels appropriate, probably not at this moment, uh, Min would probably ask Ravana, so you've read Dune?
It's a classic. Besides, and she just kind of looks around and she's like, we're already in Arrakis right now, aren't we? Probably even
Yeah.
worse.
I just don't see the value, though. Pretty grody. Who do you identify with most in the book?
The Baron.
Yep. I fucking thought I don't say that. I don't say that. I'm like, oh, why so?
Imagine that you spent all of your life building up everything that you could have wanted. Everything you could have wanted for your house. You are on the verge of taking everything. And someone decides to play politics and take it away from you because they're scared of you. I'd be just as mad.
Well, I mean, I guess wouldn't you probably identify more with Leto then? Because that's what happened to them. It's exactly what happened to them.
Duke Leto walked into a trap and let himself be a sacrificial lamb. The Baron fought.
Do you feel vicious like the Baron?
Viciousness keeps you alive. We're mech pilots. We can't afford to be merciful. Hesitating to pull the trigger, let someone else pull it first.
Fair. Interesting. Very interesting. So what did you lose?
I trust her.
My family. As I was telling Indiana, my parents died when I was very, very small. The man that took me in taught me how to keep myself safe.
Mm,
That's why I call him father. He was more of a
mm.
father to me than I can remember my real one.
I guess the question is, does your family constitute something that you've built and then lost? Or is that something that you were born into and then lost because of circumstances?
Can't it be both?
I don't know. Maybe.
Don't you have a family? One that you were born into? One that you want to keep safe? If it's still around.
Not exactly. Depends on the day.
Excuse me.
I know it depends on the day. She doesn't. I don't know how much I want to fucking tell her. Like that's
Fair.
yeah. So I'm keeping pretty close to the chest with this one.
And she has her back to you as she's very crudely trying to bury some of these bodies, but glances over her shoulder, just the blankness of her helmet, and gives you a look and is like, depends on the day. That sounds a little vicious.
I mean, like you said, we can all be a little vicious.
I never said that's a problem.
I never said it was either.
Wolves hunt better in packs, don't they?
uh,
I'm an alpha wolf.
Those don't exist. So
Bro! Research! Bad research!
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, yeah. Yeah, they do. Damn, can I just do this? Is this shitty? I don't know shit. I don't know shit about shit. Now I'm just having a good time. And I'm just being a fuckboy.
Oh,
At this point, I'm just
what were,
fuckboying it up.
what did you want to know?
Like, just her motivation. Like her just how fucked are we around this person? Which I don't think I would know
Yeah,
anything at this
you,
time. Just
as
what I've
far as you
already
can tell
revealed.
in this moment, you
Mm-hmm.
are falling for the trap that she has set up of being the fucking edgy nomad wanderer that no one can read.
Mm-hmm. And now, am I falling for the trap or am I just unsure about where she is?
Maybe both. A little
You've been
bit.
having a conversation with her for
¿Por qué
X
no las
minutes.
dos?
You guess.
What'd you say?
You've been having a conversation with her for X number of minutes. You guess as to whether you've fallen into the trap.
I don't. Well, okay, considering that she identifies with Harkonnen, freaks me out. Like that freaks me out real bad. So I'm already like trying to like keep my cool.
But don't
And
you
it's
understand her reasoning? Because one thing
I
you do have to remember is people in this world are a little fucked up if they were born
sure,
after Shiva.
sure. And I get that. I
Yeah,
guess
everyone else is dead.
Min's been able to look at the positive because every day you wake up is a good day, right? So, but that's just her. And I think she wouldn't say that right now. I guess the whole like wolves hunting in packs. Well, then what about you, lone wolf? You seem like you've been hunting by yourself for a while.
I had a pack.
I know you mentioned. And what happened to them?
They died
How so?
the same way all Yakshas die. If they're
You say
good,
that.
they die
Mhm.
in battle.
Who are you fighting against?
Kairos. Isn't that obvious? It's exactly why I want to go and find Corson, and if I'm lucky, I'll be the one that puts the bullet in his head.
You're gonna have to fight a lot of people to get that type of opportunity.
Just as long as I get to see it.
I guess if that's what makes you happy.
Then won't make me happy. She says as she gets up and looks. It'll make me even, though. There are two kinds of people. Those who do, and those who get done.
Mm.
Amy's over here writing, psycho bitch.
Kind of am like just like okay, we have thoughts. Like we have thoughts that I need to address later to myself. Oof, oof. Well, I mean, okay. Can we do a hypothetical? Just like a casual hypothetical. Let's say Corson dies. You get even. Good for you. Life is good now, or tolerable. You, I guess, come back to our ship because Indy invited you.
You guys didn't hear any of
And
that.
oh shit, I didn't. Okay, never mind.
Mm-mm.
What happens next? What happens next? You get even. What are you doing now?
Living. There's nothing else to do.
Mm.
I'm a Yaksha. I fight till I eventually fight someone who kills me.
So that's like,
It's not that it's all there is to life. It's that that's what life should be. In a way. A good struggle. A good knowledge that at the end of the day, you sharpened the steel that eventually killed you. I don't expect you to understand. It's not something many people agree with.
I like the point of view. I mean, I like to hear different points of view. I mean, but have you ever tried mint chocolate chip ice cream?
This bitch.
No.
Would you like to? Wait,
No, I have the perfect answer if she does offer. As she starts to walk back towards her mic, and just as before says, maybe.
oh, okay.
I'm just imagining that Mint
Mhm.
has actually set up that mini freezer
It's
inside
in
Max.
it's in Max. It's totally in Max. It's been in Max. As soon as I got it, I set it up in Max. There's ice cream in Max right now. Like, I think I've only got 2 pints left though. So I feel like I should be a bit more selective with who I share.
And they are
with.
some of the best you've ever had because this is pre-Shiva ice cream.
Right, it is. Oof. Kind of wish I hadn't shared with her or like mentioned it then.
But on another topic before we get to Indiana doing Indiana things, what are Howler and Sin doing through all this? Because again, we have Gawain basically, he's patrolling, he's keeping watch, but it has this constant like, nope, 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 we are in, this is stupid kind of territory.
So is this after we get the bodies down?
Yeah, or during. What are you doing while Min is basically going, I need to know everything about this character. I need to know like her motivations, her backstory, her goals, her plans.
Us listening.
Yeah,
Because
like this would
Min
all be
says
happening.
enough.
You guys can hear what's happening. It's great. I want you guys to hear what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, roll read a situation or something similar that you think would be for pretending you're not listening, because if she knew that someone was listening, she would have kept her voice quieter.
Oh, Mint's comms are open. Like their private group chat. They're gonna be able to whatever she's saying, if it can pick up.
Ooh.
Wow.
I'll let you
I'm-
add an accuracy for the fact that Min is basically doing a little bit of skullduggery.
Can I
So
roll
I
a
just roll
charm
another.
to give
Just
them
roll another
give
plus
him help?
6. 1d6.
Yeah, and the charm would just lead to the same thing.
Okay.
Okay,
So-
10, it's a basic success, so you get the basics out of it. And how does Howler feel about this? In fact, line you get the most out of it is Min basically trying to ask why she does what she does. And she says that wolves hunt better in packs.
Well, good thing we have our comms. Min, do you think someone who just wants a pack in order to be able to more effectively attack people is a good idea to bring onto the team? I mean, much like wolves, she could be domesticated, but I don't know.
If I talk back to Howler, would she be able to hear me?
She's gone.
You have
She's
subvocal, remember?
I do. That's right.
But you can only... Oh, yeah, she could speak to someone with subvocal, but they can't answer back
Yeah.
unless they have subvocal.
Okay. Min would respond with, "This person is dangerous. Very fucking dangerous."
But unfortunately, right now, she's very fucking useful.
And something else I forgot to mention. She carries no weapons visible except for a two-handed greatsword on her back.
What are we in 5e?
No,
Oh,
because
another
rogues
reason
can't
Indy
use
likes
two.
her.
No, because rogues can't have two-handed weapons. Unless she took a dip in fighter.
Oh, cat.
I mean, okay.
I don't know. I don't know anything about this really. I don't know how to feel yet, but I'm not feeling good. I got bad vibes, man. Bad vibes.
Indiana has great vibes. She reminds her so much of the old Indiana. She likes it.
At least,
I'm joking.
At least now we'll both get the idea when, if I need her, I'll ask you, go bring me the floating fat man, the Baron.
Bring me Harkonnen.
What's
dude.
Sand doing during all this?
He was helping put the bodies away. It's something he took seriously. So he was pulling them all down, probably using the drone just kind of like just scoop out like a small little shallow grave to put him in.
And something that comes to mind is you wouldn't have to worry about anything interrupting with, like, nothing's going to dig these graves.
Right.
You haven't seen any animals. You haven't seen any plants.
Place is dead. Ugh.
Yep,
It is
very.
Arrakis. But like Arrakis wasn't dead. It was just all underground. Oh shit, does that mean? Wait a minute, that's meta. Is it? She's reading Dune.
There's 2 tracks that I have in this little playlist I've had going that are supposed to describe this place.
Okay.
An empty place and tombs of sand.
Mm-hmm. Got it. Got it.
Like this picture is. That's all you've seen since you've come here. Is sand and xenorite spikes.
A single person moving around.
That could just be one of you.
Oh, where's the helmet?
Indiana.
Oh god! We're
she's
infected!
Just invisible.
I do like it though.
How far away? Wait, is Indy on foot right now?
Hey, is someone else still patched into comms, or is she too far away?
You have the little relays, don't you?
Indiana probably... Well, she has transponders that would ping back their location, but they don't like pick up radio signal or anything.
Right.
They're
That's what I'm
trackers.
asking.
Well, I thought that's what Daniel meant.
Oh, okay.
You probably picked up the beginning of this conversation. I'll say that wolves hunt
Enough
better
to
in
give me
packs.
bad vibes.
Wolves hunt better in packs is where it cut off for you because you exited comms range. And then Indiana is left alone in the desert.
Just enough to give us bad vibes, right?
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. What you guys have gotten out of Ravana is a bad example of what this world could turn someone into. Cold and hard.
No, she's a good example.
Does she have a soft, mushy center? Like, listen, hear me out. I am
Are you
cold and
trying to
hard as
get?
a
Are you
person,
are
but
you
I have a
trying
soft,
to?
mushy center. I
Are
don't
you
want to
trying to
sleep
see
with
how
this
many licks
person.
it takes to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop?
I do not. I do not want to lick
Hold
this
on.
Tootsie Pop.
Hold on.
No.
Everybody was telling you don't stick your dick in crazy. And your answer originally was, it's a good thing I don't have a dick then.
Right. That's true. I don't know, man. Shit gets weird. I don't know.
She
I
just
don't know.
likes the hot
She
white
saw
hair
your big
chick.
swinging dick without your permission, and now you're self-conscious.
She
You know
does
what
have
would
a
even
big
be
swinging
more
dick.
frightening? What if she's feeding you answers just to fuck with you?
Off. I'm writing it down. Ugh.
I love that Amy is so easy to lead along.
I'm leaving. I'm
Hey,
fucking.
it's okay. That's why I just seeded doubt Wednesday night about the spy.
The spy.
That's why I do things like that.
Well, see, what we're gonna do is we'll go, see, he was the red spy. Look, red. Oh, that's blood.
Is she just a red herring? A literal, like, red herring?
Maybe.
Oh,
Maybe I also
already
just
fucking done.
wanted to have a mech that was a reference to my favorite short story by Poe.
I hate that you can lead me by the nose in nearly any situation. I fucking hate it. I want to point that out. Like, I fucking hate that.
As a writer, it is one of the greatest feelings.
Well, I hope I let you feel that way all the time.
But yeah, Indiana,
So,
you are like this picture now.
Mm-hmm.
You are alone in the barren wastelands of these sands with nothing to accompany you but the occasional soft breeze and these spires that some are as small as pebbles, some are massive, like the mile high skyscraper you can still see in the distance of the thing that will end the world.
The thing that will end the world. A giant spire of xenorite?
Xenorite itself. Kind of just a question for me, but do you investigate any of these? Do you like get close to any of these spires or bits and bobs and look at them or anything?
Keeping an eye on her exposure levels.
Mm-hmm.
But yes.
So Xenorite, from a distance, it looks very smooth. But when you get close enough to it, you can see that it's like... So when minerals get bigger, they maintain the same shape as their individual crystals, as their molecules. And Xenorite does the same thing. And it's weird. In some parts, it looks like something like bismuth, or at least artificial bismuth. Weird and blocky. But in others, Daniel was kind of right. It's smooth and rounded, almost organic. Like looking at cells. Looks like both, but neither.
Does her suit have a camera?
Yes.
She'll take pictures.
I turn my body cam off. I shoot it.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
But
I take pictures.
yeah, you take pictures.
Who knows? Maybe some geologist like a million years from now, if we exist, will be interested. And here's the
Right.
stuff that almost ended the world. Notice how it seems to not be able to make up its own mind, like its DNA is inherently unstable? Joke's on
DNA,
you,
if it was
doesn't have any
organic.
DNA.
I think
Hmm.
Murr put it best at one point when he said it's almost like it's its own state of matter.
Xenorite. This. How many different we've got? Solid, liquid, gas, plasma.
Plasma.
There's one even lower than solid. I forget what it is. That's 5, so it'd be the 6th state. Anyway.
Yeah, it's a long walk. And you're
Yeah.
just left alone with your thoughts. But eventually you do see the remains of a pre-Shiva town. They kept saying city, but this is a town. This looks like at one point it could have held a few thousand people. There are quite a few buildings, though. And it has that, what we would call modern urban problem of it's very spread out.
So Wichita.
Yeah. There's not
But
a lot
like
of people,
just downtown Wichita.
but spread out.
Isn't that just called plasma? Or is that different? Anyway.
It's essentially if there's a lot of pressure and you have like a liquid, it will continuously turn into a solid gas liquid solid gas liquid solid, and it'll cycle through them really fast.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
so
plasma
the
is
Earth's
like a
core.
semi-solid, hyper-excited. Like plasma is a mix almost of a gas and a solid at the same time that is
Fire.
hyper-excited.
Fire is technically a plasma.
Mhm.
So
Just why fire almost has a feel to it like it's almost solid.
So
Don't touch
being
fire
said-
like I have before. Touch. I think every dumb idiot kid has done that before, though. And that's when you learn to not touch the fire. Touch. Yes.
That being
Mine was
said,
the stove. You don't touch the stove.
You
not
make
after
your
you've
way.
not just after you've used it. Yeah.
You
let's
make your
find
way
these
in.
fuckers.
And they don't make their presence hidden. They do, but they don't. From a distance, it would be nearly impossible to find them, but being on the ground near them, you can find them pretty easily. And they're every bit of a raider. What you would ever think of when you think of a raider, you see here. But, for one thing, organized. There's a discipline to it.
That's strange. These aren't ragtag bandits.
These are bandits that have found a niche and organized themselves around that niche.
So they're Yakshas.
Almost.
But I mean,
Yakshas
they behave
are
like Yakshas.
Yakshas are mercenaries with a higher goal.
Bandits working for hire.
These guys. One of the things is there's a lot of bones around and other uses of we make examples of people who were naughty to us.
Oh, lovely.
And you
Well-
see their vehicles, which are a lot like the ones you saw in the fort. Frankensteins of Frankensteins of Frankensteins. Made out of weird future tech that's almost oddly juxtaposed to the rest of it to turn these into hovercraft, true hovercraft that don't use fans.
It's interesting because if you're going to use magnets, then you've got to have something else that you're, repulsing from. But there's no magnets in the Earth. Not like that. Interesting.
And if they were ferromagnetic, they would just be pulled towards the Earth because of its high iron content.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. I'm gonna look.
And they're also decked out in weapons of all kinds. Some of these look like they're smaller, like skirmishing craft with mostly just like LMGs and squad guns. Some of them are big, like semi-truck big, and are armed with like makeshift rail guns.
That's not good. How many tags was I given?
You were given probably that you could carry, since these are bigger ones meant for, a mech throwing at another mech. You could maybe carry like 5.
All right. And remind me, after we tag, what exactly did I need to tag? I'm sorry.
The idea was to tag things so that if they did get spooked and move either somewhere else into the town or into a different place, you could find them.
Each of the 2 of the important looking vehicles will get tagged.
You find a couple that look like they would be. One looks like it's almost like a CIC vehicle. Like this one doesn't have a lot of guns. This one looks like it would be used a lot for coordinating, though. Because again, that's the frightening part, is these guys look like they are coordinated raiders. And you also put one on one of those rail guns.
Now, show me the mechs.
These are a lot like the mechs you saw in Guatemala. They are frames that have been scavenged. Sometimes parts of the frames are even from different mechs, very different frames. Like you might see one that is the frame to something bigger and sturdier, like a Sherman, but it has the arms of something even bigger and bulkier, like a Tortuga or a Barbosa. They're ramshackle scrap mechs.
Indiana is half considering pulling a Labrador Island, but knows backup is too far away this time.
You also think to yourself, man, do I really want to risk tetanus getting into one of these things?
I'm in a suit. I'll be fine. Tetanus isn't the worst thing that's ever happened. Not to Indy.
Still icky.
Oh yeah. Lockjaw's no fun.
The shots are no fun.
I think there'll be 2. I think 3 of the mechs will get tags, and that should be good.
Yeah, and they have far fewer mechs than they do these other craft.
Okay. That's fine. But yeah, we'll use the last 3 on mechs.
And the camp is fairly populated, but you don't have too much of a trouble finding places to hide these, especially because they don't turn visible until you leave them.
Indy's not concerned. She's good at this.
Yeah. And they're not expecting anything like this.
Now, Indy has a hunch, so she's going to do some digging.
Mm-hmm.
I bet a brand new $20 bill that I would need to get from the ATM that Kairos is involved somewhere. Someone is getting them these things. And Indy wants to try and dig up evidence.
All right. What would be a relevant role you could do for that?
Because it would be a feather in our cap if I were able to prove to these people, oh, Kairos has never done anything to you, right? Yeah, that's funny. Remember how I said yet? Well, I was wrong. But, would be a relevant role?
Mm-hmm. Something to where I feel like this calls for a role.
I don't know. I don't have anything specifically, but I feel like we've dealt with Kairos enough. Could I
Give
get
yourself,
an accuracy?
Yeah, give yourself a D20 plus a D6.
Okay.
Especially because you've dealt, especially with Kairos, that you know some of how they work. It's still basic success. You do see small things. Not a lot of them are tangible. A lot of this is tone, organization, things like that. that seem to lead back to a certain spy master.
Oh, this is Gob's place.
Or at least Gop's handiwork.
Yeah.
In fact, as you start going along,
Do I get a call?
no,
No. Thank fucking
do-
God. It's on vibrate. It's on vibrate.
you find evidence. You do find one piece of evidence that's physical. And it's an old Kairos mask. One of the ones that their soldiers always wear. These very plain white masks with holes for the eyes.
Mhm.
And a thin black fabric sewn onto the inside so that they can see out, but you really can't see in. But it looks old. Like it's been there a while. Discarded.
Interesting. She'll take a photo of the front and back. But unfortunately, it could easily be like, yeah, the Raiders attacked Kairos too. Big whoop. You know?
There is
think
something
that's-
on the mask. On the inside, there's a red mark that distinguishes it from others you've seen.
A red
And
mark.
it looks a lot like some of the marks that Gop had on her other equipment. A tell,
and this is
if you
coming
will.
with me.
In the sense of, you know that that Kairos was originally different cells, so maybe
Mhm.
this could be a way that they distinguish from one another.
Yep, it's coming with me. That means I'm gonna have to make a call. Not right now, because I'm sure we don't have cell service. Or maybe we do. But
You
I'm
might
kind of
from
busy.
the Calliope, because
Well,
it could probably be
I'd be
it's its own hotspot.
I would be calling the captain, but yeah, no. Fuck.
Once you're back
Alright.
at your mech, you probably could, because the Calliope has kept within communication range. They just haven't had anything to report back.
Yeah.
They're kind
But,
of tailing you at a distance.
right. Alright. We will go ahead and make our way back.
And soon you are reunited with the others, and Ravana's basically said, hey, there's nothing really to do here, I know, but let's stay here because this is the last place Indiana saw us. And we didn't exactly set up an RZ point.
This is fine. They're probably not going to come back here, so seems pretty safe.
Does anyone do anything else in the interim?
I think I am ready.
I'm ready.
Ready.
Oh, you know what? No, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, you come back and everyone's chilling. You probably run into Gawain first, who's been, patrolling.
Yeah. Getting antsy, are we? Says in Invisible Indiana.
The Green Knight's just thumping along, goes, someone's got to play Watchdog.
Watchdog. She just repeats it. Repeats what you said, but doesn't say anything else.
And you can tell he is on edge. Could be the situation you guys are in, could be the place you're in.
Could be the
Hey.
company we're keeping.
Yeah, it could be Ravana.
Yeah.
Now that we're back in range, there's a private message to Min. What else was said?
And also, one last thing. It's dark.
Mm-hmm.
And it's cold.
Indiana
It's
gets in her mech.
below freezing.
The message.
Mm-hmm.
Shit.
Maybe it's a side chat with all of you minus. There's one to Min, and then there's one to a side group chat with all of you minus Ravana.
The main chat that no one gets to see the history.
The friend group chat.
The friend group where we're just like, This bitch be crazy, yo.
Yep.
Why are we hanging with her? What would she say to you back? Oh, she'd be like, "Oh, just casual chit chat about how she's revengeful, angry, kind of one-dimensional, totally down for a warrior's death, doesn't feel like life's worth living aside from that specific thing, and uh, doesn't know how she feels about mint chocolate chip ice cream. Honestly, I have a terrible vibe. Bad vibes. Bad vibes, my dude."
One
You get a
dimensional. I feel insulted as the
I'm
writer.
sorry. No, don't. Just no, maybe you should. I don't know. I feel attacked. So I'm gonna attack you back. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, just you get a bad vibes, my dude, which is like a weird thing to say to the person you're sleeping with, but whatever. So
I was thinking about actually. You know what you get back? Cool story. Period. Bro. Period.
what to tell you. You'd get a fucking shrug. Like it's like, what do you fucking want from me right now?
In the main side group chat, she puts out, I found a piece of Kairos equipment.
Is this
Nothing
where
conclusive.
Ravana can hear or just the group?
Mm-mm. No, it's text for the group, just for the group.
And do you send them the picture?
Mm-hmm.
The little red mark?
I have the mask with me as well.
True.
So as well. So yeah, send them the pictures of the front and back, and take that photo with me, or take
Min,
that item with me.
Min doesn't understand what any of that means.
No.
Not really. But you don't have to explain it to her right now. It could be later.
Min would know enough just from this being world events and shit that's going on that Kairos, being that all of them are infected, and a lot of them tend to be doing terrorist shit in the, they're shitting where they eat.
Yeah.
And as a sign of solidarity, and it's just kind of like a symbol, they wear these blank white masks. There's no facial features to them. They just almost, there's plain. Like,
Like the clan without pointy parts.
To everybody.
it's in the Facebook. Or not the
Right.
Facebook. It's in the Discord.
Ew,
It's in the
Facebook.
psychic face. It's in the psychic Facebook chat.
Yeah.
Like
Got it.
that is a standard Cairo soldier in how they dress. So you would recognize that mask. It looks like that, but without like the dirty black marking. That just looks like, oh, this person's been through some shit.
So, probably yeah to everybody. All right, I've tagged 2 vehicles, 3 mechs. They're well.
Yeah, and you see Ravana working with her Omni Hook to link up with them.
Mm-hmm. So, shall we go?
Transponders are linked. We might not be able to beat them before their night raid leaves, but that might just be a blessing in disguise.
Why is that?
Fewer of them. Easier to
Well.
kill the rest. It's like,
What do we think, ladies and gentlemen?
I think I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
Need a
Do we want to
snack.
Do we want to try and stop them from going on their raid?
Probably. Yeah.
I want to hit them now before they have any chance of escaping. These men are monsters.
Yeah, we can step on the anthill while the scouts are out. If half the scouts get themselves shot up and limp their way back, we can finish stepping on the rest of them.
they don't have a lot of great tactics. They swarm.
Exactly. All right. So we wait until they leave, crush the nest, then wait for them to come back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So one more night of them getting to murder people. Fair.
Well, they didn't get to murder the last time they went to the Casbah.
The last few
fact,
times, every
last
night
few
they've
times.
attacked while I've
Oh,
been
wow.
there, they've not killed a single person. That
Because you were
fortress
there.
is a fortress.
Okay.
Part of it.
Mhm.
The first night they wouldn't let me fight with them. They didn't trust me. They still killed dozens of those sand skimmers. The worst they did was knock out one of their turrets, but the people on it survived.
So it sounds like that is the plan. We're going to
Yes, it
wait
is.
until they leave, attack the reserves, and then wait for them to come back.
Great. We can do that. That's fine. Totally fine. No big deal. Yeah, let's do that.
Got something to
It sounds
say?
like that's what the plan is, right?
We'll be fine.
Yeah, that sounds like the plan.
No. I'm just here for a good time.
No, I'm. Are we?
No, because
No,
if
Ravana
that was
asked.
like the
Oh.
oh, this is you, then Ravana would be like, yeah, got something to say, because
Yeah.
seems to be what everyone else is fine with.
Yeah, no, Min's just like, nah, man, I'm just here for a good time. It's cool.
Yeah.
I'm down for whatever.
And she mounts up, starts up the mask. It puts its fucking hood back on.
Oh my goodness.
That
Min
dude's
needs a
blow.
fucking snack. So listen, I'm not leaving yet. I'm gonna go back to the sleeper. I'm gonna open up a container of ice cream. I'm gonna take one big ass scoop out of it, put it back in the freezer, and then I'm okay. Like she's just like, I wish I brought more food. Fuck. All right.
It sounds like we're not going to have to wait long. Am I right?
It's fine.
Yeah. Probably by the time you get there, they'll have already left. Or they'll be leaving. Since they usually leave a little bit before. They have to leave before dawn so that they can get there just before dawn.
I think that's fine. We'll let them leave just out of radio range so they can't come back.
Right? I think that's a good setup. But I have one last thing to add. The captain would. Well, not the captain. Bodhi would eventually radio into all of you
Hmm.
and be like, Mountain King to combat team. Anything to report?
Yes, that's a shitty call sign over.
Anything useful to report?
Uploading. And they get the pictures of the mask. Found this at the raider camp.
Jesus, they're working with local raiders?
At least at one point. Seems like a GOP sort of thing.
There's a quiet point, and then the captain comes on and is like, makes sense. Wasn't she supposed to be their big spy master, putting feelers out?
Once upon
This
a
is a
time.
If this is a place that was important to Coruscant, maybe she wanted to keep an eye on him. Or maybe they wanted to destabilize the region so nothing could threaten them.
They did a good job.
Just stay safe out there. We're also
We'll
picking
have
up a signal with you that we can't register.
friendly for the moment.
Are you bringing back more strays?
Unclear.
Just make sure they don't bring fleas.
Oh. Then why did you let me on the ship?
I didn't check hard
Got
enough.
her.
Didn't check hard enough. Okay.
It's just those little puppy dog eyes. And the fact that Howler had fucking destroyed Sala without even meaning to. I felt bad. Because you'll remember, Kong accidentally knocked over a nearly destroyed Sala and you couldn't get it back up.
True.
And then everyone was like, oh, fuck, now I feel bad.
Mm-hmm. Sala was in rough shape back then. She would just say, "Well, Captain, no more secrets, right?"
Oh my god. Who are you and what have you done to Indiana? You're listening to me.
You're welcome.
Does Min actually say that?
Yeah, I think she fucking would. Why not? I don't know. Like, she doesn't
you're-
know the
you're
whole
welcome.
fucking story. Just, you're welcome.
If you're gunning for a raise, Missy, I'm a lot harder to impress than that.
Well, I guess I'll take my business elsewhere then.
Fine. Indiana stays with us, though.
Oh, she doesn't care.
You get a shrug emoji. I don't know what to fucking tell you.
I was
Like,
gonna-
I love
Over
the shrug
comms,
emoji.
there's a shrug emoji. How do you...
It's just like,
How'd you do that?
Flash me shrugs.
yes.
But, he's like, you'll never guess what. There's another sandstorm that'll be coming in. Probably be here tomorrow. Clappy's gonna hunker down. We can't risk trying to move through something like that. With our luck, we could plow right into one of those xenorite crystals.
Hmm. Keep it secret.
Can't have another
Keep it
Titanic.
safe.
I'm not exactly worried about that thing damaging this ship. I'm more worried about the fact that then the entire crystal's worth of xenorite would collapse right on top of the Calliope, and we'd have to clean it.
I mean, we do have a larger crew that are just hanging around while we kill things,
I'd rather not get all of Happy's people infected. Just stay safe out there. I trust your judgment. Well, I trust most of your judgments.
It was too late.
I'm
I
not
appreciate
naming
the
names.
sentiment, Captain.
You don't know. I could have been talking about Sin.
I don't think you have a choice, do you?
Just don't get yourselves killed. You're useful.
Oh, is that all?
Comms go off.
Mm-hmm. I think she likes us.
Yeah, probably.
I humbly disagree.
Indiana goes, no. You've never seen disgust on the captain's face. Not yet.
Hopefully not
You know,
ever.
Yeah, don't
I'm
worry.
very
Don't
good at
worry,
hiding
FA. She was basically friendly to you.
it.
Mhm.
Good to know. That's friendly. Great.
That is friendly. When she gets mad enough, she points guns at people.
Mm-hmm.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
You know, I said that once.
Did you have a good time?
You can ask Mur when I get back.
Mm.
Mur, as in the medical officer.
Mhm.
As in the fucking doctor.
Mm-hmm.
And this whole time you guys are talking, the Ravana is just leading you guys in stone silence.
Mm-hmm. The conversation with the captain would have been outside of...
Yeah,
comms.
she
Outside
wouldn't
of
have
her
been
comms,
picking
yeah.
that up because she wouldn't be picking that up because she's not linked into the Calliope.
Mm-hmm. So she still doesn't know about the Kairos connection. I feel like that would
Nope.
change things.
One
That
day
might
she'll
make her
find
just
it.
go, kill.
Kill them all now.
I mean, I don't know.
Fucking kill.
She's really like bitter. So maybe we should tell her. I mean, why not let that fucking dog off the leash?
Let her learn on her own. One day she'll find it. The Kairos connection.
One day she'll find it. The Kairos connection.
Indy would remind Min, yeah, but once you let go of the leash, you don't control who the dog bites.
With Corson, Ravana, and God.
I don't think we actually have a hold of this leash.
No. So there's no point in poking it with a stick.
I have found very good luck at pointing angry things with sticks sometimes. Depends on what you're doing and where you're aiming. It's like,
Sin turning
You
up
know,
his
sometimes
colors.
you say things, and I understand why they're calling you FA,
FA.
fuckboy activity.
I thought it was behavior. It's FB,
Uh,
wasn't it? Fuckboy behavior.
No, that's just what we call you in the text chat.
Oh. Oh. You call
yeah,
me
remember
Faye.
the movie title was fuckboy activity.
Right. That's right. That's right. Yeah. Think what you want, feel how you want, live your best life, whatever turns you on. Continue writing notes.
Some people talking puzzles, you talking innuendos. Got it.
Every day.
It's honey on me, and then there's her. I don't think she can be cured.
It's not a disease. It's a lifestyle. Get it right. God.
Same thing.
Oi, she's your fucking sister. Don't go murdering your own sister.
Hey, I'm just gonna take time to
I'm the
point
only one
out.
that's allowed to make fun of her.
That's
I'm just
fair.
gonna take time to point out that Sin in his suit get up reminds me of Tom,
Oh,
Tsunami
I was
guy.
like,
Oh no. No
I
matter
was like,
what Daniel does, it connects back to anime.
I'm okay with that.
Weeb!
Hey,
But yeah.
I mean, one of these days you're gonna have to join us. We're gonna watch Cowboy Bebop in the cinema and the library.
Dude.
Are
Sin
we
doesn't like
openly
anime.
inviting people to
No,
watch movies
this is
with
out
us
of
now?
this is out of character. This is out of character.
Whatever.
Ravana, do you want to go watch anime?
No, it would
That
probably
feels
be
like
like
a really bad idea.
she's like, actually, I'd prefer to watch a movie. Like what? Silence of the Lambs. Oh no. Oh yeah, who do you identify most with? Most within this movie? Hannibal.
So about that invitation, it's rescinded.
No, she had reasons that weren't just I like the Baron because he's the
No,
villain.
it was.
Oh no, I get it. I really do get it. It's just also like
He was
I get it.
mad because he lost his spice, his
but
Arrakis.
but
He's doomed.
like
His Old
Leto
Spice.
and then Paul.
Paul, I was gonna
was
say
like,
Paul. Yeah, Paul
yeah.
lost everything.
I mean, why not be the fucking
God, Emperor of Mankind.
right outsider Messiah complex? I'm sorry, it's not really, but it doesn't matter. Moving on.
It is a white savior story anyway.
It is, and I hate it. But it's a good story, but also fuck.
It's not just a white savior story. We've talked
No,
about
it's
that.
a lot of stuff.
It's nuanced. It's far more
Yeah,
nuanced than that, but
it's got a texture to it. It's got a certain mouthfeel to it.
feel.
But yes, I
got a
feel like that
mouthfeel.
is we're going to wrap up for now. Is you guys walking through the night, through the fucking hellhole wastelands, through the dead, and through the silence, and through the flames.
Through the silence of the lambs.
And through the innuendos that occasionally get thrown out.
So we're going to start with sign-offs, and I think we're going to start with the leader of the bunch. You know him well. He's finally back to kick some tail. Howler.
Yep, I'm the Computer King, the supervillain of streaming, and this was interesting. A lot of innuendos being put around, and Amy didn't totally go fuckboy behavior on Ravana because she was scared of her.
Not scared.
Not scared.
Trepidatious.
Trepidatious.
Bad vibes.
That's scared with extra steps.
Actually, it's scared with extra syllables.
And yeah, and also on Saturdays you can catch me in Lands of Ibaria, where I play Selenia Shade Tree, who almost died last episode. In fact, we all almost died last episode.
Yeah.
So I've got ideas for a backup character now, because that scared the shit out of me. But I was the only one. I was one of the few people that stayed up the entire fight. I was surprised, especially for Rowan. What's your character? Who got
Telemann,
downed? Tell
who
him got
just
downed
first fucking turn went ah,
first
and then
turn,
just felt the
and
whole
and then
fucking
and then what did you do? You botched your save. Yeah, that was almost a dirt nap. Yep, that's all
but
I got
someone
here.
had to spend their whole turn stabilizing me.
Back to you, GM.
Now we go on to the fuckboy anonymous, because I think they might want to try and change some of their behavior at some point, if only to get away from bad vibes and bad press. Amy.
Excuse me. All press is good press.
Tell that to Barbara
Especially
Streisand.
it's true. That's true. That's true. Hello, Mimi Gedden. Today I played Min, and I was. This is fun. I really enjoyed this. I really enjoy this. I'm excited. I got a big swinging dick. Yeah. And then next Monday, I'm on a different channel on Distal's Place, where I'm in. Did I say Sunday? Next Monday, it's the Emberwing campaign, which is loads of fun. And then back to Wednesday, I am also not a fuck boy on Wednesdays, and that's back here for Over the Horizon. I am a good, lovely person who married some people. It was great. It's a good time. Life's good. Saving lives and shit. That's me. Yeah,
So,
that's me.
if all three of you decide to find somebody like a fourth together for a night, is that considered fuckboy behavior or
Yes, but that is like
That's
it's like
fuck
group
them
therapy.
behavior.
It is.
that's group
Yeah.
therapy?
It's group therapy. That's me. Okay.
All right. Next, we go on to Sin.
Yo, yo, yo. It's your boy, Sesame McMustard. You come here playing Sin, who's got to get on terms with his sister having sex. It's weird because last time you saw
Oh,
her,
is
she
that
was
what he's?
16.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, we haven't seen each other for a minute. I was like young and innocent and sort of. You're 16. You're
I,
not really that
Yeah,
innocent.
yeah,
But
no,
I
you
was
were
gonna
not
say the
innocent.
raves took care of that. Sorry, Daniel.
Oh, wow.
Go.
That's all right. You can catch me here tomorrow in Antibaboya as Archibald Harrowfield, who went down, I think, 3 times?
Twice.
Twice? Yeah, I went down twice, and I've gone down, I think, almost in every single combat, very nearly. But I'm a barbarian, so it's what I do. You can catch me on Wednesdays and beyond over the horizon.
Tales of Beyond the Horizon.
Tales of Beyond Over the Horizon.
over the cosmos horizon.
Over the
Oh, God.
cosmos' horizon. Yeah. As Gideon Sunborn, the strength-based ranger who just likes to beat things up. Yeah. But soon, we make our way to the desert, and I'll have a use outside of combat. Because I'm a ranger. And that is me. Yes, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Had to think.
All right. Next, but certainly not least, part 2 of the dynamic combo.
What?
That was so bad. That was so bad.
Oh, ew! I don't like it. Take it back.
Indiana.
Take it back. Ugh.
No.
Hi, everybody. I'm going to be running this game next week because the Dungeon Master fucked up. They have their DM card revoked.
Nope. It was good. Nope.
Hello, everybody. My name is Sarah Smith. Today you caught me playing Indiana here on Yakshas, where, yeah, combat next week. That's going to be a lot of fun. And maybe at the end of it, we put a rabbit dog down. What? yeah, you can also find me on Wednesdays running over the horizon, where yeah, gonna take a little bit of time to refocus. Everybody who plays in that Wednesday night should read what I put in the chat and then get back to me because I asked everybody to tell me some things.
Oh, right. I need to do that. Thank you.
And I'm gonna have to get with the person who is not here to say, what do you want? But that being said, yeah, that is me.
All right, and that leads it back to me. Hi ho, friendolos. My name is James, otherwise known. It hasn't been that for a long time. The darkness. Rowan, otherwise known as Night, got me here today playing the DM and getting to be all sorts of people that just give everyone bad vibes, like Bad Vibes Natives and Bad Vibes Ravana and Bad Vibes Bad Vibes.
The bad vibes have bad vibes.
They do. The Bad Vibes Raiders. That's literally their title now. I'm going to just go with that. They're the Bad Vibes Raiders. You can also catch me here on Saturday where I'm Lance of blah, 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 where I play Telemann Balani, who just napped the whole combat away. And I'm here on Wednesdays where I play Snell, the Snecky Snack who made the rings, the 3 rings, three for the Lesbos, wisest and most fairest of all of of all of the queers.
Wisest.
Listen, it's just
Well, maybe one of them.
Got a quote, and I think that's it for me. So we're gonna get out here on an. Let's just get out here on a.
Well, hold on. We're gonna go out on a raid.
Oh yeah, we're gonna go out on a raid. But for us and what you see of us, we're going to raid out on a fuckboy activity.
Oh.
Fuckboy activity.